All right. What's up, good people? We are live. We are live. We are live. Yeah. Yeah. We good. We good. I had to double check to make sure that my audio was right. Even though I was talking to Kevin and Sales in the back, I had to make sure that the sound was coming through the right device. But we got it. We good. We ready to go. Took a few days off on you Negroes, but I'm back at it. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it. Y'all know what time it is. We got a number of topics, got a few things we're going to be discussing here today. I see what's in the main topic. That's a Facebook post that I think went somewhat viral, if I'm not mistaken, of a guy talking about giving the custody away to the dad if you want to go get the type of man that you want. He came through, he talked about that. So we about to be addressing that issue. My initial thoughts on it is Kevin Samuels is flipping the whole game upside down and people going crazy about it, because that's a Kevin Samuels engineered comment that the brother made that people tripping on. But either way it go, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
All right. What is up? What's going on, good people? We got a few people, 48 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button as we get this thing going, as we get this thing started. We will be joined by our special guest. He got a channel that's holy shit, got super chats coming through right off the gate. Appreciate y'all. I mean, normally don't get them this early. I gotta come up here, get on stage, perform, and tap dance before I get a $20 super chat. Y'all just gave it. I just gave it out the blue, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to Theo. Theo says, finally, what happened? Man, I was having writer's block. No, I don't know. I took some days off. Some of it was a legit excuse. Some of it I was just kind of boiling. Some of it I was binge watching Game of Thrones. But then some of it I had some legitimate things I need to take care of. There's a lot of stuff going on. I kind of just needed a break. Kind of just needed just a little small break. And I was taking care of some other things, behind the scenes things, for the show that's related to the future of the show. I was, doing some things, handling some business, but appreciate you. I saw you drop a comment. You was getting worried. You thought Big Shirley had me tied up in the crawl space. No, I'm good. But shout out to you. Appreciate the $20 super chat, and also appreciate the appreciate the $25 super chat from Theodore Waff, and appreciate the $20 super chat from Mr. Tobert. He says, before I forget, shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through, and appreciate the people that check on me when I take a few days off. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to stay consistent. I'm gonna try as hard as I can to get back on a steady Monday through Friday schedule with an occasional Saturday. But shout out to everybody, and definitely shout out to Theodore Waff and Mr. Tobert. Definite shout out and salute. Appreciate you, brothers. But without further ado, about to bring in the special guest. This guy's funny as hell to me. But shout out to Kevin and Sales in the building. What's going on?
How you doing?
And he's not talking.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. For a minute, I couldn't hear you. They probably could hear you. My volume probably.
Oh, okay.
Was it right? So what's going on, man? What's going on?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Happy Thursday to you. Nothing but positive vibes sending your way and into the chat's way. I'm glad to be on here from our inaugural confab with you, sir. And I'm glad that you find me funny as well. Sometimes I crack myself up.
Yeah, no, you cracked me up with that video where you said that you allegedly had sex with Rihanna back in the day before she blew up. I may interrogate you about that one.
Please do. Yeah, please do. Yeah.
I wanted to make the whole show about that for a little bit. I was like, no.
Well, feel free to. You can. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we may have to go in on that when you claim you allegedly had sex with Rihanna. But we about to get into a number of things here. One thing that you did not know that we would be getting into is, damn it, hold on. I gotta let this thing catch. Damn it, it was at the beginning.
Okay.
Wait,
guys, while Bernard is making some adjustments, I just want to tell you guys to please hit the like and subscribe to Bernard Riley if you're new to the platform. For you guys that are already here, it's about 80 people in here. Everybody, let's all hit the Cash App at the same time. I hope you guys are gonna go into this weekend having an awesome weekend, and I wish nothing but happy and positivity for you.
Hey, I did not pay this man to do that, man. He just did a nice little.
Always, man.
Nice little commercial. I appreciate that.
No
while I was fumbling through a few things. All right. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard this. I wish you was on camera so I could see your facial reaction to this.
Okay.
Some of y'all may or may not have seen this. You ain't got to get on camera. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We talked about it before behind the scenes. He said he didn't have his hair done. His grooming not up to par, and he just
not today.
He set a standard. Standard that he just can't come on camera below it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. But
especially on my inaugural show with you, absolutely not.
Right on. But all right, let's get into it. Shout out to Kaya Du, because she actually sent me this. I had seen it before she sent it to me, but I will shout you out for sending me this video clip. I'm about to just roll it. Some of y'all may have seen it, but I just listen. We're gonna listen to it all the way through, and then we're gonna react.
I started my day off with some Starbucks. I got the strawberry refresher and a bacon, egg, and cheese Gouda. It's my absolute fave. Then I went grocery shopping. I just grabbed a few things to last like 2 days. I'll probably go grocery shopping again tomorrow. When I got home, I grabbed some wine and I headed over to my workspace. I'm working on this project and it's turning out really, really great. So I'm really excited. My friend came over and we actually switched phones and like matched for each other on BLK. So that was really, really fun. I let my cats in. I love them so much. This one right here is my oldest and that one is my youngest. I then prepped dinner. My man said that he wanted pasta tonight, and while he was at work, I went on a date. The restaurant was really, really nice. Great conversation, and the food was delicious. So I really did have a nice time. When I got back home, I finished up that pasta that I was working on earlier. It was really, really good. And I served it to him for dinner. We watched a movie, and then we went to sleep.
Wait, what? Wait, what is she? Hold on for a second. Is she a comedian? What the hell is going on here? This woman obviously is some sort of comedian. Obviously, is an individual that wanted you to watch this video so that you can catch that little snippet. So she came home after a hard day at work. She prepared pasta, was touching the cat before she prepared the pasta, obviously. Prepared food for her kid, and she went on a date while the food was cooking, and for her man to get home and cook. It's too much going on in this video. I don't know what I just watched, but I think that this should be on Comedy Central. I think that this is absolutely fun. How many views did it get?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't even know. I know enough people sent it to me to where I assumed it got.
I started my day off with some Starbucks. I got the strawberry refresher
I don't want to hear her voice again, but we may re-listen to that. There was so much going on. There's a boyfriend, then there's a friend. I don't know if she said her best friend, a guy who came over, and they was on a dating app where they switched phones, and she's swiping for him and he's swiping for her or whatever. And so in addition to having a male friend who can come over your house, she also got a guy that she supposedly went out on a date with.
Exactly.
But before she went out on a date, she did cook some food for her man because she's a respectful, submissive lady.
Yeah.
But she cooked dinner for her man.
Yeah.
And then after she went out on a date with the guy, she came home and served her man the dinner.
Well, you know, Bernard, assuming that, I hope I didn't cut you off. Did I cut you off?
Go ahead.
Assuming that this is real. Okay, let's assume that this is real.
No, well, that's the thing. Somebody is living like that. I think you were spot on when you said that it got to be a joke. But go ahead. You were saying
this has to be a joke.
Go ahead.
But let's assume that this is real for the moment. Now, hopefully, I'm coming across clear. Hopefully, there's no mic issues, sound issues, because I want to be crystal clear when I say this. You have to avoid certain types of women. So first of all, the woman has raptor claws. Now, did you notice her raptor claws when she's cooking? Okay, so she has raptor claws.
Wait, somebody is saying it was a female friend. Okay, that's a small part that don't matter. Okay.
Well, normally,
hold on. In the grand scheme of fuckery that we just witnessed here, that friend being a female or a male, that's a small thing. Like that don't. If this was real, that don't save the situation at all. But okay, I'll concede the mistake if that was a woman friend. Okay, cool.
Well, let's be completely honest. We didn't see this woman friend in the video, so we don't know it. Most women, not all women, but women are they love taking photos, and they love taking photos of food. They love taking photos of just nonsense and debauchery, and not all of them. If she was truly with her female friend, she would have taken a photo with her female friend. Okay, I didn't see that in the video. Now we all know
it looked like a man to me, but
and that's what I'm saying. It looked like a man. Exactly.
When she was sitting up straight, you could see breast. You could see breast. So I'll grant that. Okay. It was a female. But anyway,
so that was a female in the front of her. So that looked like a dude that was in the video. By the way, that she was on a date with. I'm sorry. If you played it again, it looks like a dude in a white shirt.
Oh no. The dude. Okay, see, it's two different people going on here. It was a female friend that came over, and they handed each other. they switched phones, and her friend was swiping on Tinder for her, and she was swiping on Tinder for her friend or BLK. Okay. The person she went on a date with was somebody else. That was an actual guy.
Right.
That was an actual guy. So I didn't know if it was people was confusing that. No, she went on a date with a dude, but the friend at her house was a girl. I thought the friend at her house was a guy as well.
Oh, okay. So she just pretty much just went out on a date then. I got it.
She went out on a date. So
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was I don't know how to say. You're an intelligent guy. What can you what is that name?
Aisha A says she responded on
Aisha?
Facebook. Aisha. She says she's single until married. Her boyfriend says it's okay. So she was on a date with a gentleman, and she was swiping on Tinder. So yeah, she's for the streets. But again, the Raptor clause gave it away. You know.
Yeah. Shout out to Aisha A. See, now I'm so confused. Now this is just more fuckery. Okay, I see a man in the thumbnail. I mean, in the icon picture. What Aisha, is that one of those unisex names? I don't think Aisha is a unisex name.
I think that this is a individual who is trolling.
Anyway. but no, you had the initial reaction I did when I looked at the comments. It was some people responding.
So I did,
It was some people who was responding seriously as if this was a thing. Now, put it like this: if people were looking to normalize that type of lifestyle, you know, that this would be the way to go about it. But I did take it and perceive it as she's joking. She's trying to go viral. She's trying to grow her following off something kind of controversial. I don't think the actual man actually exists. I don't. It's true it was a guy in front of her that she went on some kind of date with, but I don't think the actual boyfriend actually exists. Then she posted another video after this one that more or less I guess she heard the criticisms, so she wanted to try to confirm the existence of the boyfriend. I think this might be it right here.
Okay.
With me for date night. So my man pulled up my car for me so I don't have to walk to the back of my apartment to get it. He gave me a kiss goodbye and then sent me on my way for date night. So I'm going to Fogo de Chao. This is with the guy that I went with in my previous video. This is actually my first time going, so I was really excited because I heard nothing but good things. The wine was absolutely delicious. It's seriously the best Moscato that I've ever had in my life, and the food was great. We were actually the last people here because we were having such a nice time. So afterwards, he came with me to my car, and I'm learning French, and he actually speaks fluent French. So he was helping me go over my flashcards, and I was just showing him some of the French music that I've been listening to. After that, he went to his car, and I drove home. If you like to see more of these videos, like and comment.
No, we're good. All right. Yeah. It's some wild shit. She's smart as hell. She's smart as hell because you can go viral on some stuff like this. But we have a similar reaction. The reason I did want to rewatch that one because in my mind, I thought she actually showed the boyfriend in this video, but she didn't. It's like she showed herself looking like she was kissing somebody goodbye before she went on a date with another dude, but you couldn't even see the dude. So yeah, I don't even think the boyfriend is this. I think it's all hocus pocus.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's all hocus pocus. It's funny as hell, but the thing is, there are people who do live those type of lifestyles, and it's interesting. I mean,
I think so.
I'm being very mild in saying it's interesting, but Pablo Frescobar in the building. Shout out to Pablo. He says on the plane to Medellin, enjoy. Nicholas? What was that? Okay, I don't know what that is.
St. Nicholas, maybe an island somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
In his SKC laugh, Pablo, I don't think you can do that SKC laugh. If you did an SKC laugh, I think your vocal cords would not work. I don't know how SKC vocal cords still work after he laughed like that. So, but yeah, that was that chick right there. What she did there, that's not nothing I wanted to do a whole stream on. But I did want to catch somebody off guard with it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad.
And by the way, that is an island, Nicholas. Yeah,
Okay.
San Nicholas Island. Yeah, yeah.
I thought he was saying niggas, like enjoy niggas. Oh, anyway, like niggas, like some people. Yeah. See, that's what I thought he was doing. That's definitely what I thought he was doing. But all right, let's get to the title, the title topic here.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see. Hopefully that pops up. And I don't want to look at him. I want to look at what he said. Now, my early pre-analysis, and damn, y'all could barely see that. I try to zoom it. I try to blow it up for you. My early analysis to this is, and I'm sure you're familiar and follow Kevin Samuels' meteoric rise to some degree, I presume.
To some degree, and that's to say the least. But yes,
right. Yeah. And my take on this is that Kevin Samuels has flipped the whole damn dating game upside down.
Yes,
where he got men saying stuff they've been thinking, and more importantly, men saying stuff that I think a lot of them never even thought of. I think a lot of guys never even looked at these things from that perspective. Oh, and by the way, moderators, Kevin in Sales, put it in the chat and put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat. I don't know. I think I gave you a wrench. I don't know if you got one, Kevin in Sales, but
thank you.
I want his
very
link
appreciative
in the chat room. It's Kevin in Sales, one word. And
yes, Kevin in Sales, one word. Correct, sir.
You will be able to find it if you type it in one word. You type it in with spaces, you won't find it. You can get all kind of stuff. But Kevin in Sales, one word, you will be able to find it. So spam out the chat room with his link, because he got a good channel going on over there, up and coming. So check him out.
Make sure
y'all go and
thank
subscribe.
You very much.
I'm about to. I just found it, so I'm about to drop it. And then moderators can copy and paste it, and spam it out. Spam it out through the chat. And we already got a live one. Why would a man want a woman that abandons her kids? Is abandoning her kids giving custody to the father? Now, the guy in here, he worded it kind of sloppy. And I'm gonna word it a little better than he did. He put it in the context of relinquishing all rights, everything. No. I think just giving primary custody to the father. That's not abandonment. The father having his kids and raising his kids, that's not abandonment. All right. But she says, why would a man want a woman that abandoned her kids? That would say a lot about that woman. It may say that she understands the importance of the father being in the life of the children and raising the children, and understand that her limitations, that raising children by herself is not the ideal best thing for the children. It could say that. It could say a lot of things. Theo Waff in the building. He says, I'm on a plane to Ukraine and then Brazil. Don't be down there tricking. I mean, if I'm joking, you can feel free. Trick away. Escaping this crap. SKC laughter on playback. Shout out to Theo. Hope you enjoy yourself down there. All right, let me read this for those who have not heard it. Those who have not read it. This gentleman here by the name of, I don't know what his name is, but this gentleman here, I think Justin Huff is his name, posted this on Facebook. It looks like some group called Kevin Samuels Fans. I never heard of that group, but apparently this Justin Huff guy posted this. He says, the only way I'd consider seriously dating a single mother is if she gives full custody of the children to her baby daddy. That part I'm good with. He says, and at any moment you want to comment in the middle of me reading it off, feel free. He says,
absolutely. I was just making sure I wouldn't cut you off. Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll read it all real quick just so people,
Okay.
just in case people can't see it. I'll read it off and then we'll break it down segment by segment. The only
All
way
right.
I consider seriously dating a single mother is if she gives full custody of the children to her baby daddy, relinquishes all rights to her kids to the father, and I never actually have to see the kids at all at any point. Any interaction with the father after that regarding the kids can be done through court if absolutely necessary, but I don't want to see nor hear about her kids. If she's not willing to do that to be with me, then she clearly cares more about a man's seed than being my wife. So she just needs to go back to him at that point and stop wasting everyone's time. All right.
Okay.
Just
Well,
wanted to read it so everybody can hear. You can give a general
okay.
reaction, then we can break it down line by line.
Okay, here we go. Let's be completely honest, Bernard. This man, Justin, you could look at this two ways. You could look at it as taking it seriously or taking his statement not seriously. Obviously, he's not being serious because this is an extreme. Women by nature have, of course, you have outliers that will do something like this, but 99% of women will never relinquish or abandon their children to be with a strange man. Obviously, Justin does not want to be with a single mother. Any woman that abandons their children to be with a stranger, any woman that is willing to do that, then obviously she's chaotic. Obviously, she has some sort of a mental illness. And truth be told, no man in his right mind would date a woman like this, because even the man himself would feel kind of guilty.
Let me back you up a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
To be with a stranger.
Well, he's a strange man.
I don't think he's like he approached her at Walmart, found out she had kids, and then said, give up full rights, relinquish all rights to your kids. I don't think that's what he said. That's why I said that there's a point in there that can be made.
What's that point?
But he made it so sloppy to where I understand why you're saying he's not serious. And okay,
he's not.
This is what happens.
Okay.
I think intelligent men will make good points, and then men who are less intelligent will reiterate those points and do it in the most sloppy way possible. It's nothing wrong with the man who's dating a single mother, and if he's considering her, for something long term, like in a long term way that actually matters. He ain't just smashing. No, this woman could potentially be his wife. Okay, if he's considering her like that, and he knows what he wants a family, wants to start his own family from the ground up. This woman has a child. That child has a father. Unless this father is locked up or on crack or something just extremely dysfunctional, I don't think it's nothing wrong, because I say this as a single father. I don't think there's nothing wrong with giving kids to their father, especially past a certain age.
I don't see anything wrong with that as well. The thing that I have issues with is that, first of all, why wasn't she already married to the father? And why wasn't the father married to her? I hate to say this, man. I'm being brutally honest. It's chaotic. Nuclear families exist or have existed for a reason, because in my opinion, nuclear families have always been better. I come from a nuclear family. When you meet a woman and she is a single mother, unless her significant, and to me it has to be a husband, unless her husband died in war, then there is no reason for you as a man, and particularly a single man, to even approach her or to even be with her, because it's chaotic. The fact that she would relinquish custody of her child, it says a lot about her mental state. Because even with me, I don't have any children, but even with me, that's an absurd thing to do. I know it's a responsible thing to do in terms of, okay, well, it's either going to be this or that. But the thing of the matter is that a woman should never relinquish her children to the child's father to be with a man. In my opinion, that just doesn't make any sense. But again, a man should not pursue.
Are you? Hold on, wait. While you're talking, are you like tapping the desk while you're talking?
Oh, I am. Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Yeah. We can hear that. You,
Sorry.
you
Yeah,
over
no,
there,
go ahead.
man should not, and a woman should not.
Yeah.
Like, quit beating on the desk.
And again, I'm talking
Relax.
about
We chilling.
and I'm talking about, thank you. And I'm talking about single men who have no children. Now, obviously, a man with children, that might be a little bit different to date a fellow woman who is, a single mother, but a man who is single, who has no children, I don't think that he should make a demand to a woman to relinquish her children at all. Because first of all, you shouldn't even, date a single mother.
So, I mean, well, you're technically, in your own way, you're technically harder on a single mother than what he is. Because you're basically saying the single mother shouldn't get no relationship, no dating, no. She shouldn't even get no random penis. Like, we should boycott them.
Not from a single man with no children.
Not from a single man with no kids. Okay, so your position is a single man with no kids should not date or have anything to do with a single mother at all. That's where you're at.
No, absolutely not. Because a single man with no kids, and Bernard, I'm going to be completely honest, a single man with no kids, be it if he's 20, 30, 40, 50, he's the prize. And bringing in problems and drama, the child's father, other issues, it's too much. And generally a man with no children who is single, his life is pretty orderly in terms of he's by himself. He's only responsible for himself. If he's with a single mother, and of course you know this, I know this, the chat knows this. If he is dating a woman with a child, he has to deal with the child's father. He has to deal with school. He has to deal with discipline. He has to deal with so many factors. So it's no point. And then to meet a woman who's willing to relinquish her children, no woman by nature would do that. I mean, generally, no woman by nature would do that. So even if a woman did that, think about the mental state that's going to cause the woman.
See, and that's where I got some disagreement, because if you frame it like this guy is just pursuing this woman and he says, hey, if you want to be with me, you got to give up your kids. Now, if it's at the early stage of pursuing, she don't even fully understand what being with him is going to be like, but she about to give up her kids for some new dick. Like, no, I'm with you on that. That says something about her, that she's a irresponsible, unstable, very erratic in her actions and emotions and all of that. If she could just give up kids like that, just for some new dick and a potential happy relationship. Like, I get it from that standpoint where you're coming from. And again, it was worded sloppily, but I think this is the situation where I think the conversation gets more interesting if it's not just some new dude pulling up saying, hey, if you want to mess with me, if you want to mess with a nigga like me, you got to get rid of your kids. If it ain't that situation, but no, they've met, he don't have kids, they like each other, they've established some type of relationship with each other, they're talking about the possibility of marriage and long-term and family and this or that. There's a capable child's father who will be willing to raise his children. He'd be willing to do it. Right now, she got him on the weekend schedule. I don't think it's nothing wrong with a man, and maybe this is just self-serving. Maybe this could be a self-serving argument for me, because I personally think that a lot of kids will be better off in those custody situations if it was either 50-50 right down the middle, or just give them to the dad, especially past a certain age. Especially with boys past the age of, let's say, 7 or so, definitely should be with the dad.
Like, of course,
that would change the culture. That would change the world. So hold on. So if she got with this dude and it didn't work out for whatever reason, it didn't work out. They got kids. She got another chance at, got a chance with a guy at actually getting married and having a traditional family and it working out. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a woman saying that, hey, you carry that I'm a single parent burden. I found somebody I can actually have a real relationship with and go all the way with, and you got to figure it out with the kid. We was already splitting time, even though I had them 85% of the time to your 15%. Okay, we about to switch this up where you're going to be the full-time parent and I'm going to be the weekend parent. And in the long run, it may even be better for the child, especially because if the child is, around the age of 7 or so. So I don't think it's nothing wrong with women doing that if it's done in a responsible way. You're looking to get married and start a family with another man, and then you have a able-bodied, capable baby's daddy who will take the kid, who actually been who would rather raise his kid and instead of paying child support to not see him, he'd take the kid and won't even ask you and your new husband for child support. And that just I think that'd be a better situation. That's where I'm at with it. And I think women should consider anyway, even if they ain't got a new man, a new potential husband, to not relinquish our rights and have, because this, okay, let me make this point very clear while I'm rambling. The guy got sloppy as fuck. All right, he got sloppy as fuck right here when he said, I never actually have to see the kids at all at any point, any interaction with, like, okay, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. You shouldn't, like, that would count as utter abandonment if she never saw the kids at all again. I'm not with that. But if we're okay with a parenting schedule where the dad is seeing the kids every other weekend and Wednesdays from 4 to 8, if we're okay with that, then we do got to be okay with a dad having the kids full time and the mom seeing them every other weekend from Wednesday to 4 to 8 in some situations. Like that's where I'm at with this. The way the guy worded it and framed it was sloppy as fuck. And you probably was right in saying he not serious or he just a nigga talking shit just to talk shit on the internet. Fair enough. But there's some truth in what's going on here. There's some truth in what's going on here, especially at the bottom when he said, or she just needs to go back with him at that point and stop wasting everyone's time. Like there's some truth in what was said. He said, if she's not willing to do that to be with me, then she clearly cares more about another man's seed than being my wife. See, he put wife in there. Okay. He put wife in there, cares more about another man's seed than being my wife, which is understandable. I mean, you're not her husband yet, and that is her kid. She's attached to it. But you got to respect the fatherhood of the actual man who's the actual father. Like that part can't be undermined. And if two people are separate, it's going to be with one kid. I mean, the kid is going to be with one parent more than the other. It's nothing wrong with that parent being the father and that kid going with the father, and then she, being married to somebody else and seeing the kid, on weekends or being, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. That's where I'm at with it. But okay, before you respond to that, let me I think I may have missed some super chats. I know I saw Fantastic pop up there. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. CJ NBM, who did cover this story before I did. Shout out to you. He says it comes down to motives. Giving the kid to the father because he needs leadership is different from giving the kid to the father to chase a man. If she's just chasing some new dick, I agree with you. If this is a serious relationship with marriage on the table and that man is laid down what his requirements are, and I require that you give custody to the father and we can start our own family from the ground up, yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, if she just dropping him off at a crack house to go chase some new dick, then no, I can't get jiggy with that. But no, shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Borgen Freeman in the building. He said, even boys in the hood. Thank you. Even boys in the hood movie, all you Negroes adore to highlights the same situation, a mother giving custody to the father so she can pursue her dreams. Yeah, she did it so she can go chase corporate America. For a woman, yeah, man. Hey, you make a good point. And that was the best thing that ever happened to Trey, dropping him off to his father. The best thing that ever happened to that boy. Boys in the Hood was a damn good movie. Mr. Fantastic 824 in the building says, does he realize that eliminates over 50% of pussy a man can get? Baby mamas need dick too. Just don't make her your baby mom, your baby mom in the process. Say, yeah, that's okay. I've had sex with some baby mamas. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. But anyway. shout out to Fantastic CJ, MBM, and Borgen Freeman. Appreciate all y'all coming through. No parent should put a spouse over a child. People leave people every day. Children are part of you. That is true. But like I said, it depends on the situation. If she just chasing some new dick, she just like this dude because he bow-legged and got some hazel brown eyes, and she want to give up her kid for this guy because of that, then no, I can't get jiggy with that. But handing those kids over to the father is not a bad thing. Hand them over to the father and go get married and start over. I don't think nothing wrong with that. And then still have a relationship with your child. It's just the father is the primary custodial parent. Nothing wrong with that. But all right, I've been rambling for a minute. Go ahead, Kevin. It says you got it.
All right. So I see it from your point of view, right? I can see the whole idea if you are in a position where it's down to a single father or single mother. Obviously, the father will be the better parent because fathers, whether they are black, white, whatever, they offer protection. They offer, in my opinion, a father offers certain skill sets. Your average woman doesn't know how to, use a hammer. Your average woman doesn't know how to build a deck. Your average woman doesn't know electrical work or plumbing. At least with the father will be able to teach the child how to, to work on a trade, etc. Something for real world practical, practicalities. However, what I do disagree with you on is that, now hear me out for a minute, Bernard.
Mm-hmm. You're
telling me that the mother should just relinquish all rights to her child, be it
not relinquish all rights.
Okay, but just relinquish certain responsibilities.
Give up being the primary custodian parent.
Yeah, I'm custodian of the child.
You're the non-custodial parent.
Yeah,
with, some type of amicable visitation schedule.
Okay, to start a new life with a new man. Now here goes my problem with that. What if the father passes away, right? Or what if that woman who's married to her new husband, what if she decides, you know what, I don't want to be with this guy anymore, and they have a child together, and she abandons her new husband? It's a continued cycle. What I'm saying.
Wait, hold on, real quick. You gotta say that again. You said some.
Okay, so what if
you said some good stuff?
What if the woman
playing around with my?
What if the mother? She like Angela Bassett did in Boys in the Hood. She leaves the child, and in the movie she didn't get married to anybody. But what if the mother does get married? And what if the mother gets married and has a child? And what if she says, you know what, I don't want to be with this guy anymore. I want to leave him. What if she does that to her new husband and they have a child? See, any man should be weary of that. If a man is dating a woman and she, you know what, she drops off her child to her quote unquote baby's father, what in your mind as a man says, well, would she ever do that to me in the same direction that she did that to her previous child's father? So those are the things that I will be thinking of if I were to date a single mom, which I would never do it. But what I'm saying is that what if you as the man, you're dating this woman and you see that, okay, wow, she's given up certain custody to the father. She only sees the kid on the weekend. Well, what if she does that to me? So you have to think about that. That's what I'm thinking about in this situation.
Okay.
All
right. I'm with you from the perspective, and again, we're both framing it differently. Both of us are coming from a different starting point. If she's doing it for completely reckless reasons, then any man with his head on straight is going to look at that and say, nah, this is a reckless chick. She'll probably do the same thing to me.
Exactly.
She'll probably do the same thing, if she's being reckless. That ain't the type of chick you want to be with. What I'm talking about is a different situation, and so the way you framed it, I agree with you, and I think the way that I framed it, I think you, for the most part, agree with me. That
yes, I agree with you in terms of that's
okay. So
place.
it depends. It depends on the starting point. But hold on, real quick before we get back into that. Adonis 1909 says, "If stepdad ain't willing to get along with baby daddy, then leave, but doesn't excuse immature baby daddies who can't let go of the mother."
But see,
you can respond to that. I don't know exactly what he spelled out.
I get what he said
with the situation, or maybe he was responding to something directly to what you said. But go ahead.
I get what Adonis 1909 is saying. I'm gonna read it again. He's saying if the stepfather is not willing to get along with the baby dad, then leave, but it does not excuse immature baby daddies who can't let go of the mother. Again, this is what I keep saying, and I've done videos on this on my own channel. A man should never, if he is in the position, should never date a woman who has children.
You pound it on the table again.
Sorry. He should never date a woman who has children because of this exact reason. The stepdad does not have to get along with the stepfather because he shouldn't even put himself in a position where there is a stepfather. He should want a single woman with no children because he is pretty much walking into a situation that already comes with problems. Obviously, if the man and woman who have this child couldn't be, who couldn't get married, or they couldn't have some sort of reconcilable, they couldn't agree to be married, then obviously there's some sort of disorder or there's some sort of chaos. So why would he even want to be in that situation in the first place? Me as a single man, I just don't get it. Because there's always going to be problems with the child's father. There's always going to be problems with something dealing with a woman with children. There is. And whether the woman does the responsible thing in your scenario and drops off the kid because she believes that the father can teach, particularly if it's a boy, to be a man, that's fine. But what's going to happen when the boy wants to see his mom, and what's going to happen when that boy rebels and wants to come over to the mom's house and see the mom? Because all kids want to see their their mothers.
Okay, what do you mean by wants to see them?
Because no child. Let's be completely honest.
All right. Hold on. This is, I guess, my stumbling, where I keep fumbling or stumbling out of the blocks on this one is whether or not the guy was saying, well, yeah, the guy in his message, he was literally saying relinquish all rights. No, if he's saying he don't need to see the kids at all, he basically saying she don't need to see the kids at all. So then it's a situation where, yeah, a kid who's attached to a parent is not seeing them anymore at all. Like that's a problem. That's a problem if that's what we're talking about. Then we're talking about abandonment. So I guess because I've been through the situation with the courts and all of that, and I don't look at it as it's even an option. One parent just completely, even though it can be done, one parent completely relinquishing all rights. It can be done, but it's a rare thing that happens. Normally, there's a custody arrangement where she still is a part of the kid's life, but the father is the primary parent. So let's
and so this is what I'm talking about. A man who meets a woman and she tells him, I have a child's father, I'm a single mom, and she tells him all the legal attachments of, every weekend I go visit my child, or every weekend he comes over here. In my opinion, as a single man with no children, that is too chaotic for me. That is it's too chaotic. My thing is, why not, as human beings, be responsible enough to sleep with an individual and be married to that individual? That is the whole purpose of my whole nuclear family narrative. Nuclear families, I'm not going to say it's a perfect institution, but nuclear families have more order than broken homes or single parent households. And I'm not saying that every nuclear family is perfect, and I'm not saying that every single parent household is bad. But the fact of the matter is that this guy, Justin, whether he's being serious or not, these are views that I believe that African Americans in particular should have at all cost. You as a man, you should not enter into a relationship with a woman who has a child if you are a single man with no children. And I think that this message should be spread. I mean, I think that this message should even be larger than what it is. I think it did get big. But yeah, you shouldn't even want to have to go through the kid coming over on the weekends, or the kid coming over and the father of that kid is saying, if he do anything to you, let me know. I've been in situations like that. I've heard men say that, and the dude could and the man could be very professional and upstanding, but here goes the father saying some slick shit, and like I said before, if that woman is willing to do that to her current child's father, she more than likely will do that to you, regardless if you are a well-to-do man or a professional, etc.
Well, you say willing to do that to the other child's father. I think in that scenario, what she would be doing would be something that he would find favorable. He would actually like that. He would probably rather raise his kid than pay child support for a kid that he sees every other weekend and Wednesday from 5 to 8. So technically, I wouldn't mind being with a woman to where that understands, hey, if this shit goes south, I'm not going to go through the system and fight tooth and nail to make sure that you're a weekend dad cutting me a check. But again, it depends on the reasons why. I think the reasons why are would matter more than what's actually happening. Adonis back in here again says the child is never the problem, is one of the parents. That's fair point. Very, very fair point. That is what should be cut out to establish a healthy environment for a family. Shout out to you. Appreciate the $5 super chat. And my man Laro in the building. He says, where's your chicken, ninja? Incels are taking over. I have no idea what you're talking about, Laro. None at all. I wish I did. But shout out to you. Appreciate the $5 super chat from Laro.
All right, so Bernard,
appreciate y'all putting 5 on it.
All right, so here you go. So Bernard, check this out. If we were to read this again, right?
Hold on, real quick. Smargo says, no, Bernard, the reason don't matter. Just give me my child. Oh, wait, I agree with that from the male perspective. Just give me my damn kid. But from the perspective of this, the guy, because Kevin and Sales is speaking about it more so from the perspective of the guy pursuing the woman who has a child. And if she just look at you and just say, ooh, I got some some new dick. He got some hazel brown eyes and he bow-legged. I don't need this damn kid no more. That shows a reckless woman. So the reasons do matter if you're actually considering. Kevin and Sales say don't even consider a baby mama. But if you're considering her, and if y'all talking about being together for real, and if she assesses the situation and comes to the conclusion that her kid, particularly her son, will be better off with the father, especially past the age 7 or 8 years old, and she comes to that conclusion that, hey, I'm about to go marry this man, I'm about to do the responsible thing for my son and let his father raise him, and I think that's a good happy healthy situation. This guy didn't frame it in a happy healthy type of way. So Bernard, I think that's why Kevin and Sales can't even get jiggy with none of it. But go ahead.
Bernard, she should, in this scenario, and like in most scenarios with a single mother, you should marry your child's father.
Absolutely.
That's it. That is the solution I've always had. Because as a man, I'm gonna dabble into something real quick. I'm sorry, you want to read that first, or?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay.
Snuggles can wait.
Okay. Because as a man, when you are with a woman who has a child that is not yours, there's a lot of factors at play. The factors of child abuse. There are a lot of men who've been, I worked in law enforcement. That was one of my first careers out of college. I was a probation officer. It was my first job out of college many years ago. And a lot of men were on probation for child neglect, something dealing with the child and it wasn't even theirs. You know, stories of, oh, I was just babysitting him and he got injured and he wasn't even my kid and the mother. And I'm like, yeah, because you brought that upon yourself. You should not be around somebody else's kid. That is the thing about this scenario. The thing about this scenario is that if a woman is mother of a child, the only man that woman should be with is her child's father. They need to work it out. They miraculously worked out sleeping together. So why can't they miraculously work out creating an environment for that child that is sustainable and orderly? You know, I'm telling you, no man should be in any. I understand if the man may be responsible, but if he was really responsible, then why is she not with the man right now? Why is she trying to be with you? Why isn't she trying to be with the man who gave her the baby? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care if he's responsible or not. And so you use the Boys in the Hood example, right? Trey's father, he seemed responsible. He seemed like a man, but the fact of the matter is that if Trey's father was so responsible, why didn't he marry the mom? The mom was well educated. The mom was a professional.
Whoa, hold on.
If you sit back and think,
wait a minute. You say why didn't he marry the mom? Looking at that situation, I would argue. I mean, we analyze in movie characters that we've seen in limited, in limited scenes. I would argue that she was probably the one that didn't want to be married.
Then why
he had all the responsible, good dad, good husband energy. Even Ricky and Doughboy Mama was kind of throwing pussy at him, and he was turning it down, not even fucking with her. Like what I'm saying is he had all the responsible, good husband, good dad energy, and she had the strong, independent, don't need no man attitude, if you ask me.
Then my question, Bernard, is my question is, if we're analyzing this movie, which was 30 years ago, if we're analyzing this movie, if Furious, that was Lawrence Fishburne's character, if he had all these good qualities, all these fatherly qualities, then why was he frivolously sleeping with this woman without protection to the point where he had a child with her? See, my idea is that if I'm going to have a child, it's going to be with my wife. I'm not going to have a child with a random woman. I understand in the movie that he said he was 17, yada, yada, yada. But the thing of the matter is that these situations that, occur in the Black community too often, they're caused by irresponsible behavior. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that as adults, it's irresponsible behavior. If you're not going to be with the woman that is the mother of your child, we all know that most men in prison, they were raised by single mothers. We know that a lot of individuals committing crimes, these are all statistics that we all know as Americans. They're raised by single parents in broken homes. A broken home, your mother could be a damn doctor. If there is no man in the house, that is a broken home, regardless. It's not a nuclear family.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that, and we get that over here. And I've quoted, a lot of times the stats that show that you're better off being born Black in America to an intact family and or marriage than what you are being born white in America to a white baby mama. Like those stats right there should be in the forefront of every conversation about what's wrong with the Black community. Now, so I'm with you on that part of it. I think there was some times like I'm trying to rewind the clock and remember exactly what you said, because I mean, granted, we were using the Boys in the Hood situation, as an example. And I mean, I enjoy talking about movie characters. Some people probably roll their eyes when I use movie characters to make points, because at the end of the day, they are, fictional characters and everything. But in that situation, if we are taking that situation and did try to somehow retroactively figure out, well, why wouldn't those two people together? This seemed like a responsible man who wasn't out wilding out, wasn't doing nothing stupid. This seemed like a responsible woman who, it's hard to put a finger on it. Why wouldn't those two people just be together? I tend to believe, had she just crawled back and like, let's take me back and just crawl back on her knees to try to get back with them for the sake of them being an intact family for their son. I tend to believe, based off the character of the individual, of the character, Furious Styles, based off his character, I tend to believe he would have more than likely said yes and been okay with it. So I don't want to go down the route of saying, well, why was you irresponsible? I mean, people break up, families, okay, people are going to have sex, and there's going to be a percentage of people who are going to get pregnant out of wedlock. The percentage shouldn't be as high as it is, but there's going to be a percentage. I don't want to go down that route of assuming, and speaking from the perspective of this family is not together, it's the man's fault. I don't buy that in a time when women are free to do what they want, when they want, how they want to do it. I think women quite often will choose to not be in that situation with the man, getting on board, following his program or structure or whatever it is that she would have to follow. I think so. I think a lot of times that is the case. There are, shout out to King Dodongo down there, there are cultural problems that get in the way of doing what makes sense. Or shout out to Obsidian, one of the biggest problems in Black America is Black men and Black women don't get along. So I'm with you 100%. And that's one of the major reoccurring flashpoints on my show, that, you know, without Black relationships working out and Black children being raised in better environments, we're not going to see better Black people. That part I agree with. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
On that. I absolutely agree with you 100% on that. But what one thing that it seemed like, and you could go ahead and clarify that, you know, when it sounds like you were blaming the man for the woman who made free decisions to not be with him.
I'm blaming both parties.
Okay.
And I'm blaming both parties because now, you know, again, I could be coming from a biased perspective, but I grew up in a nuclear family. My grandparents on both sides were married until they passed away. All of my friends grew up in nuclear households. I clearly could see the difference between, not all of my friends, I had some friends who grew up in single parent households as well growing up, but I could clearly see the difference. I could clearly see that my friends who or individuals who went to school with me who grew up with a single mother, they had a lot of emotional problems. They had a lot of, you know, irrational behaviors. These were the kids who got in trouble the most in school. These were the kids who fought the most. These were the kids who cried the most. These were the kids who, it was something, they couldn't rationalize situations out without some sort of violent action. Whereas the kids who grew up in two family households, they had an ability to de-escalate situations. They had an ability to de-escalate their emotions, etc. So I blame both the man and the woman, because the man and the woman has to look at the future. They have to look at the children. They have to see, okay, well, if I'm dating this woman and she has children, how will our kids interact with her kid? You know, their half brother and sister. How will they interact with that family? Or will there be some sort of jealousy? Will there be some sort of envy, etc.? That is, it's too many factors when dating a single parent. And particularly if you want to marry that individual, even if both of you guys are well educated, it still doesn't matter. I just really believe you should start fresh, and particularly if you are a man. Yeah, if you should just start fresh. You shouldn't go into a situation where a woman is dealing with the courts and dealing with the child, their child's father, this, that, and the other. It's too much. It's too much. And if anything were to happen to that kid, if he came over to the house over the weekend to visit his mom, if he got injured, if he got sick, the father's going to blame the mother. Then they're going to be arguing over the phone, and it's going to be too much. You will eventually have to interact with that father eventually. It's only time will tell.
Yeah, that's why dude who made this post was bugging. There will be some interaction. Now it can be controlled and managed, but it will be some interaction. But but shout out to Snuggles. She says, Bernard, hold on, let me play her little theme song.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
All right, shout out to Snuggles. Appreciate the super chat. She says, Bernard, don't you just hate when people super chat you and you have no idea what they are talking about. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. I wish people could make sense and be concise. You're the queen of not being clear and precise or concise. But anyway, shout out to Snuggles. Appreciate you. Adonis.
Oh, yeah, can I address somebody in your chat real quick?
Absolutely. Who are you addressing? If I can click on it.
It's Jay Norris. Jay Norris says, this guy is not smart enough to talk about the real problems. He's too idealistic, meaning that I envision the world from a perspective of perfectionism. Sir, Jay, I really don't. I grew up in a nuclear family. My extended family, as far as I know, I don't think there's anybody in my extended family who ever is a product or was a single parent. I am telling you, single parent households are better. And you should only, as a man, particularly if you're single, you should only date women who are individuals who come from a single parent household and who do not have children. It is order with that. Every woman that I've dated that has had and I've dated, Bernard, believe it or not, I've dated single mothers before. I have had, the child's father say slick, offhanded shit over the phone. You could hear him over the phone. This was many years ago.
Bro, I'm married a single mother once upon a time, many moons ago.
And
many fortnights ago. Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that I could tell there is a difference. And the difference is instability. Here goes the thing, Jay. Let me address Jay real quick. Jay, I live in the Midwest, and I live around a lot of Jews. 99% of their households are nuclear families. When you see them, you see order, you see stability, you see a community of people thriving. The most successful people in this country, and there's no debate about it, are Jewish people. They control almost every industry in America, and let's be honest, they control almost every industry in the Western Hemisphere. One of the reasons is because they believe in strong family structures. It's shameful for a man in a Jewish community to bring home a single parent, to bring home a woman who has a child from somebody else. It is shameful because they know that it creates disorder. So, Jay, it's not that I'm smart enough or I'm idealistic. It is the facts. You have eyes, Jay. You can look and see the difference between those communities and Black communities, and you can tell the absolute difference in terms of economics, social standing, etc. These people who are Jews, look at their community and look at our community, and you can see the stark difference. That's all I'm saying. And well, yes, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think there's two different type of advices that happen. Now, you are right, and you're preaching to the choir. You're telling the manosphere, don't mess with single mothers, or don't get in a relationship with a baby mama, especially if you're a single man with no kids. You're a single man with no kids, leave the baby mamas alone. You're preaching to the choir on that part. But another thing that happens is given that we're in this environment, given that the majority of people in this environment that we in operate in a less than ideal way, some people give advice. I heard somebody explain it like this. if they just threw out a number, they was just like, if 80 to 90% of these women are crazy, mathematically speaking, some of us are going to end up dealing with some crazy women. Yeah. So this is how you avoid the BS. This is how you fight and roll and duck under those punches in the middle of that that battle that you're entering in. So some people give that kind of advice, like, okay, if I must do this, then this is how we're going to proceed forward. This is what we're going to do to avoid this situation or deal with this situation. But what you're giving is you're going back to the root and saying, no. Don't even get in the ring to fight that fight. That's exactly. So yeah, that is ultimately the better solution. Now, there are some people who are already, waist deep in those situations. And so it is necessary for advice and information for people in those situations to be disseminated in this space. But overall, that is the core.
Yeah,
The upright men. Put it like this: a man who's in his mid 30s, I just want to
absolutely.
say mid 30s, you don't have any kids. If you so that means you've been responsible with your dick. And chances are, if you're responsible with your dick, you're responsible in other areas of your life as well. So I'm
Absolutely.
just going to assume this is a across the board responsible man. You owe it to yourself and your future family. You owe it to society to not get entangled in no bullshit. You owe it to society if you're going to be in a relationship with a woman and you want a family, that yes, it needs to not be a woman with children and a bunch of baggage and a bunch of drama that you about to be taking on. Yeah, you need to find you a fresh a woman with no kids and start your family from the ground up and then raise and nurture and cultivate that whole environment. Yes, like you absolutely, that's absolutely how it needs to go down. So I think everybody is in agreement with you on that. Adonis 1909 says that meant good job on your super chat. I don't know what you're talking about right there. See, I never know what y'all talking about in super chats, but I do appreciate them. Thank you for dropping your
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
And shout out to my man Chief Rocker coming through hard and heavy with a heavy-handed super chat. Thank you for the $50.
$50. So that makes you rich?
It's a start. Damn.
Shout out to Chief Rocker. He says the real problem: children are being born out of deceit and separation by women who have caught fever. I don't know what that emoji means. Do you know what that emoji means that he has right there?
Baby fever. Baby. That's a baby.
Oh,
emoji.
baby fever.
Right.
That's a baby. I could barely tell. Women who have caught baby fever or are attempting to keep a man with the hopes of being proposed to. Yeah, I don't think the success rate on that getting pregnant on purpose with hopes of being proposed to, I don't think the success rate is very high on that. Actually, I think Obsidian has presented some some data that shows that the success rate is not very high on that. With hopes of being proposed to. We know this in the Black community, but no one will publicly discuss it. That's why I love the manosphere. The manosphere discusses it quite well. We cover all of that. But thank you, Chief Rock. Appreciate the super chat. And he came back with another one. Deception? Did I not say read that right? Or what? Hold on. Being born out of deceit. It's the same word, mean the same thing. We don't care about being grammatically correct around here. You see how these niggas super chat. Shout out to everybody. But shout out. Who else we got in here? We got Smirgo in the building. Says if she signs over rights to the father. I don't like how y'all say that, signs over rights to the father. The father already, well, if the father becomes the primary custodial parent, put it like that, she's no longer a single mother. You fix so many problems with that idea. Yeah, I mean, I understand the logic, but then again, there's the drama element to it, that if a guy, like I said, got his head on straight and is responsible with his dick, and chances are if he's responsible with his dick, he's responsible in other areas of his life. The Kevin Sales is making a good point that you ought not even bother and go down that route.
Never.
I can say that because I'm in a relationship, and
Absolutely.
my woman, she don't have kids, and I wasn't when I met her, I wasn't even thinking about being in a relationship. I wasn't thinking about it at all. But I must say, if she had a couple kids, I don't know if me and her if it would have developed and progressed the way that it did. I just
Of course not, because it's not natural. It's not natural.
So yeah, I mean it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game when a woman show up with kids. It is a different ball game. I mean, It just is. It just is. And I wasn't out here saying that, yeah, I require a woman because, you know, I was married and I have kids from my marriage. So I wasn't that guy with kids saying she got to have no kids. I wasn't that guy because I was just out there casual and single and just doing my thing. But I happened to, you know, meet a chick that was, you know, that's pretty damn awesome. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. She a good chick. But and yeah, I don't think my eyes would have been open to all of it to you know, if she would have had a few babies, she would have had a few babies on her hip. I ain't gonna lie. That would have changed. That would have made things differently, no doubt.
Yeah, because Bernard, again, it's not natural. It's not natural for you as a man to live in a society that is a free country, you know, meaning capitalism. You have to work for every dollar you get, and for you to share your resources with a seed that is not yours. It's not natural genetically or biologically. You know, no animal in the animal kingdom does that other than a human being. Lions don't do that shit. Bears don't do that. I'm not saying kill, but the male animal, whether it's a bear or a lion, they will kill a male that is not from their genetic pool, because you got to think about the resources that you're providing. They don't want to give their resources to another lion's or another bear's child. No, absolutely not. You know, so I don't know why in the human world, or, you know, we're some sort of an animal. I don't know why we do that, you know, and resources are limited.
Yeah, and one thing people don't understand, like the reason, like that's really the reason men take cheating even harder. Like, you know, a lot of evolutionary biologists have, you know, studied this and looked into this and came up with their theories on it. And men, we're genetically hardwired to take that harder, because a woman, every time she gets pregnant, she knows for a fact it's her kid. A woman gets pregnant, she don't know. I mean, the man does not know if that's his kid. The only way he can know is if he's the only one that she's having sex with. Exactly. That's the only way that he can know. Now, even though we don't want to get somebody pregnant every time we have sex, but when we get horny and, you know, proceed to, you know, go and pursue sex, that's our genes telling us to replicate our DNA. That's our genes saying, go propagate your DNA. Go make a replicate of yourself. That's what our genes are telling us to go do. And so, so we are hardwired to want to go and reproduce and further our genetic lineage. We are hardwired to want to do that. And so if a woman is sleeping around with a lot of different guys, the thing that we're genetically hardwired, that our genes are telling us to go do, we don't even know if we're doing it. So it's an internal thing that we can't even control, that we have this major problem with a woman that sleeps around and could be impregnated by whoever, whenever. It's a different thing. It's a different thing for us than what it is for women.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out to who else we got in here. Well, hold on, before I go on to somebody else. Smurgo says, I already read that one. Shout out to Smurgo. Appreciate the super chats. We had a few more people. I saw Captain Sicko down there. I'm trying to find it. Captain Cisco. I'll be calling you Sicko. Captain Cisco in the building says that right. If you are 40 years old, man, with no kids, you only date hot 25-year-old women with no kids. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? 40
Yeah, Captain Cisco says that's right. If you are a 40-year-old man with no kids, you should date hot 25-year-old women with no kids. You know what? I actually disagree. Bernard. I think you should date younger. I think you should date between 21 and 23. I've made videos on this. The younger you are as a woman,
40 though,
at 50. I think if you are a very well-to-do 50-year-old, I think if you're a very well-to-do 60-year-old.
I mean, if you can.
I'm going to answer your question. The sexual market value of a woman, the number one factor is based on her age. Mm-hmm. Women who are younger look hotter. It's just it's biological. Women have to look younger look more beautiful at a young age.
And they're more fertile, which means we're genetically hardwired. Right. We're hardwired. we're genetically hardwired to be more attracted to them, just like they are genetically hardwired to be more attracted to a man with a man with more resources or higher testosterone or this or that. You know, there's a lot of things that they can't even control. Like I heard one of them make that excuse as to why they will get impregnated by the guy who really ain't no good for him, but he had so much high testosterone, masculine, or he was just a hood nigga. But that she was trying to science an excuse out of it, and it was some pretty much fair points in there that I did understand. But then if you're going to understand that, if she's going to understand that, she understand why a man is going to, even if both of them are a 7, a man is going to find a 22-year-old more attractive than a 32-year-old. It's just where men are just hardwired that way. That is true.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with Adonis. I mean, I'm older man, especially if he's well-to-do. He should properly vet if the girl comes from a good family, obviously a nuclear family. If he vets properly, the mother is beautiful. Hell, even if the grandmother's relatively attractive, he knows that his children are insured with good looks, particularly taller younger women. He's going to constantly be attracted to her the older he gets. Men fall out of attraction for women when they're older. It's just the honest to God's truth. It's biological. So, a younger female, 23, 24, if she's the right suit or suitor, then, when she's 35, 40 and he's, 65, 70, he's still going to be attracted to her. And he's still going to be.
And she's changing his diapers.
Well, sir, my dad is 83. I know my dad is 83, and he still works. Yeah.
No, that's their counter argument.
Right.
Now, To me personally, if a guy is early 40s, early 20s, I mean, that does seem a bit young. Actually, I'm no Muslim, but I like with the allegedly honorable Elijah. Okay, I'm not going to.
The honorable Elijah Muhammad.
The honorable Elijah Muhammad. I do like what he said. If a man is I think he said half your age plus 7. So if he's 40, then that's 20 plus 7. That's 27. That makes a little more a little more sense to me. I can rock with that and get jiggy with that. And it blows me away when women push back on that, because we know that men make. They start making more money when they start closing in on 40 or get over 40, between 40 and 50 and all of that. That's when they start making the most money. So if we're talking about men in their 40s just pumping and dumping 20-year-olds, then I can understand them side-eyeing that. But if we're talking about a man in his 40s when his income and his earnings, his resources are approaching their highest point, and he getting with a like I just said, a 27-year-old woman, she's going to be in the best, most ideal situation for her and her future children. So the black women who push back against that, and more specifically push back against Kevin Samuels' message, where he do actually think that older men with money should be marrying younger women. It's like y'all pushing back against a man who's giving advice that would lead to black women ultimately being better protected and provided for, and black children being better protected and provided for. Like I said before, I understand why some men would push back and say, "Hey, I didn't work this hard just to put it all on the line and risk it for some chick who probably been out carouseling." I can understand men pushing back on it, but it says something about women when women push back against that message. Now, some of them are pushing back because they're past that age range. That's why they're pushing back. But overall, if they were thinking big picture, they would come to the conclusion like, wait a minute, that's not a bad idea. Even if a man is 35 and a woman is 25, or mid 30s to mid 20s, early 40s to maybe late 20s, those relationships actually do make sense from a biological standpoint, an economic standpoint, and a better outcome standpoint, if I had to say it. But I can understand them getting a little squeamish when you're talking about, damn near 60-year-old man with a 20-year-old. I understand them being squeamish for that one. I get it. But overall, when they push back against the message of men in their 40s at their, going into the peak of their earnings, or I can't understand them pushing back on women with no kids who are younger marrying those men and being better protected and provided for. That I don't understand. And I say this as somebody who's already been married and got my kids, and I'm not even look. I'm not trying to I'm not making a self-serving argument here. I'm giving just outside looking in, critical, empirical analysis of what I'm being very analytical here.
Yeah,
It makes sense on all levels. I know you was trying to jump in a couple of times, but hold on real quick. Adonis 1909 in the building says, "How about we stop praising and celebrating baby mamas? Stop considering them as options for poor decisions. Single dudes date single childless ladies." Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. LB Crypto in the building says, "Great work, Bernard, and get well soon, Obsidian." Absolutely. Some of y'all, if you didn't see it, go to Obsidian's community tab. He left a long post explaining his absence. I know some people haven't seen it, but go check that out. Go read it. He explained it quite well, and I was, I didn't even know, because like I haven't been speaking to him behind the scenes. I didn't fully know and understand what was going on, even though he explained it to me on the air. So I just took that as the answer, and I was like, okay. But I was kind of worrying, because damn, I know he always has little ups and downs with that, but I didn't know it could flare up this bad. So I found out the information when y'all found out, if you read his community tab. So go check that out, and that it explains it quite well, that it's more than just little up and down flare ups with when the seasons change this time around. It's a serious situation that put him out for a while. So hopefully he gets well soon. Hopefully he has a good speedy recovery, and we'll be back on the air. So shout out to Obsidian. He yeah. Car designer Chris says, "Mother's baby, father's maybe." Yeah. Absolutely. That is a thing. Car designer Chris says, "If a 60-year-old man is dating a 27-year-old woman, she should have school paid for, car paid for, and want nothing."
I agree. I agree with that. I agree. Now, can I reread that real quick? So yeah, a 60-year-old man is dating a 27-year-old woman. School should be paid for, car should be paid for, and she should want for nothing. But that woman has to be like literally a 10. That woman has to be a 10, a 9 or a 10, because it's an exchange of goods and services at that point. The man is paying for her looks. He's paying for her youth. He's paying, for example, Bernard, I'm short. I'm 5'6". I don't know how tall you are. I'm short. I have only primarily dated taller women in my life, and there's a reason why. When I'm with taller women and I'm out and about, and Bernard, you've seen my videos how I give advice if you're an ugly dude like myself. I have to market myself differently than a good-looking dude. So the thing of the matter is that when I'm in public for one reason and one reason alone. For business. So whenever I'm at I could be at Applebee's or I could be at Capitol Grill, I'm in the market of mingling and consorting with individuals. And I can't be there just by myself with an average looking chick, or I can't be there just by myself. I have to have somebody who looks the part, because people have literally came over to me and say, "Hey man, what do you do?" Because basically based on the chick that I had with me, I like dating females who look like models, literally. I literally have been like this.
Consistently pull chicks that look like models?
I have consistently pulled. You got to think about this, Bernard. Think about this for a minute, right? Did you go to, you went to a university, right? For college, right?
Nah, community.
Okay, I did. Now think about this for a minute. When I went to college was a long time ago for me. Over 15 years ago. You're talking about thousands of girls living on a square mile campus. Mm-hmm. In my brain, I always went for the best looking chicks on campus. I always shot my shot with the best looking girls. You may shoot at 10 girls, maybe 5 of them may reject you, but you're going to get at least 5 numbers, and they're going to want to mingle with you. So the idea is that even after college, in my adult world, in my professional world, the women at my jobs or the women that I met at bars, I only shot my shot at the best looking chicks because I know that there is a financial advantage with that. There is a connection advantage with that. People will come to you because of who is on your arm walking into an art exhibit or an art event. I literally, yeah. I mean, not like supermodels, of course not. But I tend to date thin, tall women. The girl that I'm engaged to right now.
All right. Let's
Yeah. So yeah,
they don't believe you. You need more.
But again,
Okay,
nobody has to believe me, but it's the truth though. Yeah,
that 50%, that holler at 10, you're gonna get at least 5 numbers. That 50% success rate is a bit high. Shout out to the little big Nate down there. GA boy said you coming with the cap.
It's no cap. I mean, it's just a game of numbers. That's why I mentioned college. It's a game of numbers. If you went to and you lived on a university,
you still like, consistently pull you said 9s and 10s.
It's listen. If you lived on any college campus with over 20,000-30,000 people, Bernard, yes, I do. Yes, because why not go for the best? When you're out and about,
you need to be a dating coach and draw.
I don't think I need to be a dating coach, but the thing is that why not go for the best? Like why go for mediocrity? That's why I don't go for short women. That's why I don't go for fat women. That's why I don't go for ugly women. Because again, there is an advantage to having beautiful women on your arm when you're out and about. So absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And by your own admission, you said you 5'6" and ugly.
Oh, Bernard, you've seen me on my page. Sir, thank you for being nice, but you know I'm ugly. So, but I'm not Allison says he's an expert with the ladies. No, I'm not an expert with the ladies. It's a matter of numbers. Women outnumber men. Right, Bernard? So if women outnumber men, you have to think mathematically, you have a chance of being with a lot of women if you just shot your shot. It's not a matter of me being an expert. It's a matter of me just talking to 100 females and shit. If 50 of them say no, I'm like, I know at least 50 of them will say yes.
We got a shirtless muscle nigga on the screen saying that 50% is God level. That is a really high success rate. Especially if you're only hollering at the hottest of chicks. 50% is still high. But
Bernard, you listen. It's all a game of mathematics. So
I know, but no, it's like, okay, when you say it's a game of mathematics, yeah, it's about that. Normally people say, yeah, if you holler at 100 women over a period of time,
exactly,
10 or so are going to probably end up hooking up with probably 10 of them, but you can't say or get numbers from 10 of them and have ongoing conversations from 10 of them, but those numbers are flipped on their head when you say, oh, I can holler at 100 and I'm going to end up hooking up or getting with 50 of them.
Exactly.
That's when you're putting up, putting up really.
Bernard, here goes the thing. My numbers and most men, it may be even higher than that in terms of percentage wise, because here goes the thing, man. I don't know if I've done this naturally or not, but I've always, particularly, have been red pilled. I just never have put women on pedestals. There's been situations where women have been attracted to me based off the way I've treated them initially. Again, when I do live streams, I tell the story about not recently, but a couple of years ago, this smoking, and I mean smoking hot girl. She approached me at this restaurant and said, "Can you buy me a drink?" And I told her, absolutely not. In 2 weeks, I was banging her brains out because she was so impressed with the fact that I wasn't enthralled with her. I said, "I'm the prize. You need to buy me a drink." Remember, she's this gorgeous chick, and I'm some ugly dude at the bar with the blazer on. So the fact is that it boggled her mind. It made her want to explore. It made her want to like, damn, who is this dude? And so it's the same thing when you you're out in public. When you're 4'10" and you're with a 5'11" model looking chick, people are going to say, damn, who is that guy? Because it's almost like, how is she with him? But in actuality, it's you being on God mode or red pill mode, in my opinion, though. What say you, sir?
Well, there's a such thing as a 5'6", not very attractive guy who overachieves with the ladies. I knew one. I used to go out with one, and he was just this amazingly social type of dude where he just could walk in the room and just own the room, where he got every guy in there talking to him like it's his best friend, and the women like him, and the women, you know, he just had that just personality that just drew people in, and it helped him to overachieve with the ladies. But even with that, I mean, he still was he had an overabundance of sixes. I'll say that. But keep in mind, he was about 5'6" and kind of funny looking. You know, he's like 5.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, he was 5'6" and funny looking. But you know, sixes are cute, and then you know, then there's the occasional sevens or up here and there. But he had an overabundance of it. But consistently pulling 9s and 10s, nah, he wasn't doing that. Nah, I mean, I went out with him, and he was good. He was that person to where you could show him the table with 4 women sitting at it, and they all sitting there with their resting bitch face on strong, rejecting everybody, putting up the Heisman on everybody that walked forward. He'd be like, man, watch this. And he'd just go over there and say some shit to them and have them laughing, and they loosen it up. And then, you know, he didn't got them all up out of their seat, and now they dancing, and he got everybody he came with out there gigging and dancing with him. Like he knew how to talk to him, but still when it came down to the get down, like put it like this, he'd holler at some chicks, and they'd be, you know, because he was 5'6" or 7 and funny looking, they would sometimes, you know, hit him with the "you ain't my type," but then they hook him up with one of their friends who they thought would mess with him. Like he just had an overabundance, but like I said, it was an overabundance of 6s and occasional 7s. But his personality is what got him in the door. He really without that personality, he would have been messing with 4s and occasional 5s.
But Bernard, so let me say this real quick. So I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha, right?
You keep referencing college, so I'm about to call you out, but you like Al Bundy bringing up the glory days.
There's a reason why I'm telling you this. So
you're talking about the 4 touchdowns in high school.
No, but I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on for a second. So I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha, right? So that automatically put me in a position to be around better women, because in terms of college, Greeks or athletes are at the hierarchy in terms of the social totem.
We get that.
So it's just a game of your social organizations, etc. And you know, again, after graduation, you know, I was already known anyway, so it was nothing for me to get coochie. And that's why, like, I'm not lying. I only talk to good looking chicks, and I think every man can too. I just do it naturally. I don't know why. I don't know how. Yeah.
All right. Right on. Oh shit. It's going down. I'm about to pass the mic to Fantastic. Shout out to Ramil in the building. But passing the mic to Fantastic first. Go ahead, Fantastic. You got it.
Yo, what up, Bernard? What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I want to ask this brother, is it New Era or Kango, bro? Because I hear a lot of cap out here, but it's cool. Listen, man, to the topic.
How's it all cap?
Hold on, wait. Let him ask his questions. Let him. Hold on, bro. Wait your turn.
Who is this? Who is this cat?
I have no idea. Wait your turn. Go ahead.
Who is this great value Rick Ross fucking Beanie Siegel combo trying to get Brolic all of a sudden? Come on, bro. You're not built for this. You knew. Just calm down, fam. You get your turn.
Champ, if we were to meet in person, I'll fuck you up, nigga.
You would, bro.
Man. Come on, man. You just don't come out. I'm going.
Who is this guy? Everybody says that, but Manuscript Boxing League, man. Manuscript Boxing League, my guy. We'll set it up. But anyway, listen. Hey, man. I know we say a lot of stuff in this space and a lot of, but listen, dog. The guy, I forget who it was. Shout out to the brother that sent the super chat, bro. You're speaking from an idealistic world, and Bernard said it best, bro. The numbers just don't suffice. Okay, there are not enough women that fit the parameters that a lot of dudes talk around this space, even outside the race nowadays, bro. But again, black men specifically, and I see you got your little snow bunny or a little what's the name of this. So you operate outside the norm. So being that you don't exclusively deal with black women, you got kind of advantage and you got a little bit of leeway.
Wait, hold on. For the record, he copped a plea on that last time he was on my show. I think he said she light-skinned it, and that ain't his woman. His woman is black.
Just a friend of mine. She's a model, just a friend. She's nobody.
So now you capping. Now you admitting the capping. So why would you put this up here, man? Because you know the perception.
This has always been my avatar. This is my avatar. This is false advertisement. Hold on for a second, sir. Hold on. Give me a chance to explain myself. I was new to live streaming about a year ago. This was the only photo I had online at the time, and I thought it'd be funny just to troll with this photo. It's all everybody has known me with this avatar. Trust me, I listen. I've made videos about dark-skinned women. I only prefer dark-skinned women. I only talk to dark-skinned women. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right, cool. So
Thank
even more so in that case, because I mean we know the numbers on that one, but I'm not. That's another show for another day.
What do you mean the numbers on that? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I ain't finna set it off on Bernard shit today.
No. What do you mean?
Yeah, we already here, man. We already here.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean the numbers of dark-skinned women?
Hey, again, we won't get it. We'll get it to another day.
What is he talking about?
Just check my resume. You'll understand. But anyway,
Oh.
that's a little insider. But anyway, listen, bro.
Got you.
For somebody got feedback. Laro, that's probably you.
Is that Laro with some feedback? I'll mute him up real quick. Okay, he got it. All right, cool.
Yeah. So listen. For one, if a woman will fucking deny or relinquish or anything her child for you, bro, she will do it to you. Okay, that's somebody that she carried. Exactly. That's a body and a human life she actually created and brought into this world. If she will leave her child alone at your request, she will do the same thing for the next man that's the better option than you down the line. Again, this is coming from a man that has both a baby mama and a soon-to-be ex-wife. I had I had twins out of wedlock, and I had my son with my wife in wedlock. At the end of the day, though, you know what? They're both going to be single moms because I never got married to my baby mama, and my ex-wife. We're going to get divorced. So, and technically, she's what? Even though she had her child within a marriage, she now is a single mother because we're no longer married. So again, man, it's so
we make a distinction between. Well, some people don't, but I think there's a distinction between a baby mama who just got knocked up and versus a chick who was actually married and committed to a man for a decade, and they was committed for a decade. That is a different ball game, but that's
but niggas don't see it that way. And furthermore, like you said, then he's promoting this stay together, this suffer thing, and just make the marriage work, brother. You've never been married, okay? You're basically dooming two people, one of the two people in a relationship that's just not gonna work, and stay in it for the sake of saying you're staying in it, bro. That's the most horrible advice ever, okay? For you to advise a man or woman to stay in a relationship that's no longer beneficial and no longer just cordial or just productive for the sake of what? Saying we're married, that's a fucking recipe for disaster, brother.
Bernard, can I address him, please, Bernard?
Go ahead.
And can I address you? And I didn't cut you off while you were talking.
No, go ahead. You're interjecting. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I understand where you're coming from. I don't either agree nor disagree. But what I say is this: whether you like the woman that you impregnated or not, to create stability, at least to create the illusion of stability, in my opinion, I think that two rationally thinking people who obviously have graduated high school at least can come together and say, listen, we were having sex, this child is born, but statistically speaking, children are better raised in a two-parent household. I think we need to come together as a unit. We need to look at this as a business. We need to look at this as two families coming together. We need to look at this from the perspective of how Jews do this and how other successful people do it. I'm not saying all Jews have loving relationships either, but what I can see with my eyes. I'm almost done.
No. For the sake of the stream,
I'm almost done.
Israel. Don't say the J word,
sir.
Wait, no, wait. Time out. Let me get this. I normally don't caution people not to say it, but when you're talking about God's chosen people from Israel who was lost in the desert,
Israel,
and all of that, just call them something else, because they say, I don't even know to what degree it's true, but they say if you just say that J word,
that shit get picked up. That's true, bro.
Okay, I got you.
Algorithm.
I got you.
Now
okay, how about this?
You got the block. So just so you won't make the block hot.
Okay, Bernard, I'm gonna use air quotes, and I'm almost done. No, I want him to respond.
We can't see you. Air
I'm gonna call them
small hats.
Small hats. Air quote, small hats. Air quote. These people that I've seen, and you guys can disagree with me, these people are the leaders and the heads of almost every industry in this country. and in the Western Hemisphere. Black people are not. If you look at their social structure, if you look at their family structure, they have better family structures than Black people do, the small hat people, quote unquote. What I'm saying is, whether you love your child's mother or not, the best thing you can do is to marry her, because you obviously have brought a human being into this planet that didn't want to be here, didn't ask to be here. It is stability in nuclear families. I am a product of a nuclear family. I have extended family that is nuclear. My friends come from nuclear families, and I can tell you that a child that has to go from house to house every weekend is too much for the child. It's too much for the boyfriends of these people. It's too much. It's too much on the system itself. All we have to do as a people is at least give the illusion that we're together, instead of having broken homes, the courts come in, etc. I'm gonna let you go, sir. Go ahead.
All right, cool. The worst thing again, brother, is you're using the word illusion. Illusion means it's not real. Okay, again, it's illusion to everybody on the outside. It's also illusion to the people on the inside. Listen, man, we're just in. I know the comparison of where we like to use other groups and things, but not. But where we always leave out is those groups have cultures and backgrounds and just a patriarchal setup and all these different things. Listen. Even when you start looking at Hispanics do the same thing. A lot of these Hispanics that are coming over here, they aren't necessarily married, but they stay together. They live in the same household, even though they may not be married. And, they have 37 kids and all these other things. So it's a cultural thing more so than anything else. What I'm trying to tell you is this. The main point is this. If a woman has children with a man, okay, with anybody, all right, and you are able to come to that woman and demand or request or whatever, however you want to call it, to tell her that she needs to pretty much stop dealing with her kid in whatever shape, form, or fashion in order to be with you, that's a red flag, brother. All right, that's all I'm telling you. If she's willing to give up her child, and I'm not saying, of course, we're not talking abandonment, but if we're even saying custody and all these other things, that should tell her several things. Okay, one, you don't give a damn about her child, and you don't want to be a part of her child, but you expect to have children with her. Okay, so. Okay, you want her to deny or separate herself and, have absolutely the least amount of dealings with a part of her. Okay, which if you were a man, no man would expect that for a woman 9 times out of 10. I know this. When I got married to my wife was inherently clear and knew, hey, my kids are fucking everything, because what? You can leave me tomorrow. You got people stop being girlfriends, people stop being wives every day, B. Like in super chat I said, but your children are a part of you forever. You can't divorce your children, bro. Your children don't motherfucking leave you. Your children don't wake up tomorrow and say, I don't love you no more. There's blood there. So again, that's what I'm trying to get off mainly, man.
I think you and Kevin agree on
all right,
that.
yeah, because I definitely.
Hold on, wait, time out. All right,
Bernard, Bernard, I don't know whether this young man heard the entire thing. I never said anything about that. I disagreed with the whole thing from the get go. I'm actually on your side. I never said a woman should do that.
Yeah,
I actually said a woman should. I actually said a woman should never ever do that. I said a woman, you as a man shouldn't even be with a woman who does that.
My bad. But you also said a man shouldn't even deal with a baby mom. Like
absolutely, a single man should never.
So again, now you're dooming. Now you're cutting down. You're cutting down the dating pool by more than 50%.
A single man should never, ever in a million years date a woman with a child.
Again, we're not talking. You said deal with. We're not talking
deal
about
with, mingle, never. It's dangerous.
That's ridiculous. That's impossible, bro.
Sir, it is dangerous.
Okay. We get it. You all agree, because I can't be here forever.
Ed, so, you gotta go you gotta go soon, Ed.
Yeah, because my fucking phone is whacked when it comes, so I can't get on my phone. So
all right, my bad, Ramil. I'm gonna go to Ed. Ed gotta go.
No, I can wait. No, I can wait. I just
got a quick question.
I can wait. Right, I just didn't want that to be like a whole, 15 minutes that back and forth.
I just came for a quick question real quick, and I gotta get out of here.
All right, we passing it to Ramil.
So Kev, I got 2 quick questions for you, Mr. Kevin.
Only if I can answer them without anybody interjecting. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, please make the first one, make the answer brief, then the second one is my real question. First of all, what's your purpose of coming over here? That's my first question. And it's the reason why I'm asking that.
My purpose of coming over here is to speak with Bernard. I was invited by Bernard.
Okay, cool. Because if you emailed me like a couple months ago, right? And you emailed me, you had this stream said, "Come get on." And on this stream,
said what?
I'm explaining it. The stream down now. I just clicked it. You emailed me talking about some Sylvester Stallone is about to be on my live stream.
Yes, he was.
I'm having an interview.
Yeah.
Now, now I clicked on it and I was hearing that you interview quote unquote Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
This nigga did not sound like Sylvester Stallone. He sounded like a. But you saying that was the you interviewed
that was
the real Rocky?
Sylvester Stallone. So Sylvester Stallone is damn near 80. His voice changed.
Okay, why did you take that stream down?
I took it down because his people asked me to take it down for a reason. There's a reason that I cannot.
You invited me on that stream.
I cannot disclose that right now under legal ramifications, sir. Please let's go to the second question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But that was but you remember inviting me to that stream?
I remember inviting you.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't. All right, yeah, dog. That shit really blew me because I thought that was when I clicked on. I heard your interview. And you're saying that was the real Sylvester Stallone. That was the
real Sylvester Stallone. Sorry, but he's been a family friend of mine. He's been a family friend for years.
So he had Rocky on your shit.
Well, he's played 1,000 other roles, but yes, that was Rocky, sir. Yes, he's been a friend of my father for many years, sir. Him and my father. My father's a little bit old. My father was also a bodybuilder as well. And my father met him many years ago. Yes, that was the real Sylvester Stallone, sir.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make. I was just checking, man. You know,
yeah, definitely. What's the second
you
question?
ain't got no pics on the IG, bro? Like you dapping him up or nothing? Like you say he's a family friend. You ain't got no pics.
Dapping him up, sir. I don't have to prove anything.
All
sir.
right, so yeah, because this ain't even the topic.
What's your?
I mean, it is part of the topic. No, that wasn't saying, but it is kind of have to do with it because that's what I'm asking. Because I don't want you. Yes. If you doing shit like that, I mean, you said that was him. I don't think it was him, but I mean, that was just that was just wild to me. Like that was a random ass email like that.
Yeah,
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Next week I'm gonna have Dan Bilzerian on. You should check that one out too.
I don't know what that is, but all right, man. I just wanted to, that's all I wanted. I was just asking about that.
Right,
Sylvester Stallone in the black YouTube. All right.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Thanks for real. Shout out to James Hudson. He says he's telling the truth if he was in a fraternity. But yeah, that's like I said. It sounded like he sounded like Al Bundy in the 4 touchdowns. They keep bringing up back when he was in college. I mean, he's like 37 right now, man. You're like 37, 36. Okay.
I'm a little bit older than you, but you know.
I was in the frat. No, you're not older than me.
I'm not? Oh, okay.
No, I'm 39.
Wow, you look really young, bro.
Thank you.
Really
thank you. Appreciate it.
No
it. He said, I was in a frat and getting women was super easy. I think we all get that and understand that. After college, he is lying. Oh, see, I didn't even read
after college became even more easy. It became way more easier after college.
I didn't even read that last part. You lying more after
college. No. Hear me out for a minute. It became way more easier after college. Trust me, because I had the skill set.
You still be going out to the campus at 36 with your
I don't go to any college. I don't go to any college campuses. However, but what I do is before I was engaged, I used to go to like Whole Foods. You know, they have wine night. I would go to, particularly grocery stores are great places to pick up chicks. Just walk over to a chick, put your phone out, say, hey, baby, put your number in my phone. It works all the time. Guys, try it out. Go ahead.
Right on.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
And shout out to whoever, Future MD1. He says, you get Captain Planet out of here. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody. I think I missed some super chats, but appreciate all you brothers supporting the stream. Laro drop down. Come back, Laro, if you can. But that probably was for the best. But go ahead, Ed. You got it.
All right. So first things first, I just want to establish. Maybe I didn't listen to the whole thing. That is a possibility. And what's up, everybody, to the chat as well as in the panel. Yeah, what's up?
What up?
This guy ain't some random guy. You do realize that, Bernard?
But I don't know what you mean by he's not a random guy.
Like the guy that made the post. That's actually somebody in our camp, Smurgo. You know who that is?
Oh Lord!
He was super chatting me.
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, it's Smurgo. So basically, Smurgo, and that post is now at like almost 12,000 shares and like 5,000 comments. So basically, that's just so I say that because Fantastic. Now it makes sense how it was worded, doesn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah, now that we know who we're dealing with, yeah. But
yeah,
again,
that makes sense. So I'm not saying you got to disagree or you got to stand off whatever you were saying. That's fine. But I just wanted to explain that you know how inflammatory he can be. So sometimes you got to dial it back and then take out what is really being said.
Just for the record, that's the peg protector, Bernard. He's also a peg protector. He's also a dude that believes it's okay if a woman pegs a man. For the record, so
that's him being inflammatory. So whatever.
No, that weak ass nigga stalked me on my fucking page for like 3 days straight because I called him a peg protector. He was up here. That Smurgo nigga was talking about it's okay for a woman to fucking penetrate a man, and it's not alternative lifestyle.
I don't know if he said. I don't know if that's the same person, but I'm gonna take. Hey, I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna argue with you with it.
I'm telling you. On my kids, on my mama. Smurgo is a peg protector.
Okay, so
Why you say peg protector? What the protector got to do with it?
He defends men being pegged.
Oh, I've never said. Okay, so this is somebody that's on my channel a lot. As far as he comes up on there, or he's like one of my main contributors as far as comments and super chats. So basically, he's in my Discord. So because the first post got deleted, the post that you see, the reason why you don't see the first post got deleted. So it was actually out of the fan group, and I was actually about to blow it up myself and email it to you and get it to everybody because it was already starting to blow up, and then they deleted it. And then shout out to the sister that decided to, for whatever reason it doesn't matter, she did it. She reposted it on her stuff, and then that's where you get the screenshot. So the original post, and this is where it's at like 11,000, 12,000. So, and as far as how it was worded, I'm going to defend how it was. Now, y'all have a right to have your opinions based on what was said. I get that. But how it was worded, we wouldn't have got to this level of discussion because it wouldn't have went as viral as it did if it was worded in a way that it was more balanced out and more nuanced.
Well, that's true. And that's what I try to make it make sense because he's worded it reckless as hell. But I did try to make the point.
And people have a right to take it at face value and make their opinion at face value. I'm not going to sit here and say people have to interpret it. That's what I did want to add that because he was in our space. And like I said, you see how that don't help. Fantastic. But still. So as far as what was said, the main thing here is it's really two points. Number one, you hear women complaining, basically thinking we should take them as they are. We should accept them, accept their kids, and think that's an upgrade. That is black men settling. Like that's one thing we can all agree on. If you are a single black man, that is black men settling.
Hey, Bernard, real quick. After you read Doug's super chat, read what I told you. I ain't lie. I ain't told no lies. He just put it in the chat, Bernard.
Okay, well, I didn't say you were lying. That's just me.
We're gonna stop for a second. We're gonna deal with that. Shout out to Doug real quick. He says in 5 to 10 years, single mothers will be a hot commodity when men won't be able to distinguish. What?
Natural born women from Transformers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what he meant to say, distinguish natural born women from Transformers. All right. Now, bruh. He said logically a sexual act.
Well, like I said, that's why I didn't come up here and claim them. That's why I didn't come up,
if you like to do butt stuff or
fantastic
if you like to be on the receiving end of butt stuff, even if there's a woman in the room.
That's not like no. That's not what he's saying. Like the thing he's like so shout out to Ramil. Like, you know how Ramil is a lot. I'm not comparing the two. I want to be clear, but you know how Ramil will take he will go all the way to the limit when, for instance, he'll say, my kid disrespect me, I ain't got no problem abandoning them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like Ramil said stuff like he'll take stuff all the way kind of to the max. So maybe people we agree with what you're saying. Yeah, Smurgo's like that, but hold on, fantastic. He's the bad version of that. Where he just do that on everything, and it's he's that without the brain behind it like Ramil had. Yeah,
thank you. That's exactly
he's a
what I'm
super emotional young nigga. He's a super emotional young nigga that's willing to die on the hill of protecting a man being penetrated.
Well, he'll die. He'll die. No, he'll
down. Hold on, Edward. Again, instead of a young nigga learning something, instead of a young nigga sitting back and learning something, here he goes making a fucking fool of himself. Right here again. So this nigga here is cool with a woman penetrating him.
Smurgo, let's just make it.
Well, the reason.
Wait. Time out. Smurgo, let's just get a good picture of this.
He's okay.
Dude, this will completely derail the shit. Understand, this ain't. Hold on, this ain't. I just want to say this real quick.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna say this and I'm done, and we're gonna move on. But Smurgo,
please.
This is the logical conclusion to what you're talking about. This is the picture. A
You can't
stud
negotiate with
strap on.
terrorists.
If Cleo from Set It Off got a strap on and she penetrates your ass, you can't turn around and say I ain't gay because it was a woman.
Okay.
You get that's gay as fuck.
Okay, but Bernard, I just want to add this is one of those things where you know how you see somebody where they make sense sometimes a good amount of times, but when they own one, you just gotta let them be on one, and you can't argue with it. You know, you just say don't do it because they're just getting into a rabbit hole. That's kind of like Smurgo. Trust me, we've had plenty of things on BGS where on a lot of different shit. So you arguing with that's why I didn't say you were wrong, Fantastic, on that because I get it. I've heard, that's why I'm glad he said it. So it ain't no back and forth whether you ain't said it. But anyway, on the other thing, the main thing he was saying, because I brought him up and he explained it to me, because we had a whole 3-hour thing on this, is basically don't complain about being about dudes penalizing you in the sexual marketplace for having a kid and then getting mad at us because we ain't negotiating with you, because this is what negotiating looks like if you a dude that has leverage. Now, so most dudes, here's the thing, the dudes that these women want, a lot of times they're not going to accept their kids. And here's the thing, that's getting worse. The younger you get, the less tolerant to that you are. So what they're saying is, why is it that you have an issue with giving it to the father? Because everybody wants to lean on the right stuff. But the way when I talk to these women, they actually see giving it to the dad is actually abandoning the child. So when we sit here, and this goes back to what Kevin was talking about with nuclear families, goes back to what Fantastic was talking about with culture. You haven't embedded in your culture that basically what defines the family is the woman. Yet you got the same community that every time you ask them why the community fucked up, they'll tell you because the man ain't in the home. So we can start negotiating, because I understand most dudes are going to say, okay, the women should keep the girls and stuff like that. Most dudes will say, okay, well, when the kid gets 10 on some Boys in the Hood stuff, when they get older, the man might need to come do it. But what you're starting to see is not only do the women, because this ain't fuck the women for a second, the dudes have an absolute perversion to this as well. So it's kind of like, well, you're having these kids, and I get the system's effed up, but it's like, y'all have this dear mama syndrome, and this kind of speaks to how viral it went. Now, as far as that, don't deal with single mothers at all under no circumstances, I don't see that as realistic. But I will say, as far as sexual access, but I will say that in our community, Kevin, we do have SYSBM, and SYSBM is culture first, even if you got to switch out the race, even though that's not what it, So there are systems in our community that talks about getting married, creating families with a culture. I brought up intercultural dating, which is dating ADOS and non-ADOS. And then certain people are willing to go interracial. So we do have that in our community. This is not something where we're just on some bullshit and we don't understand the familial aspect. But, like Fantastic said with the Hispanics, they have a code. And in Colombia, they got 85% single motherhood, but they got a code. They know it works. And by the way, the small hats are actually a matriarchy, not a patriarchy. But the women understand that what they can do is predicated on what the men do, which is why they fight for their boys more than generally anybody else, because they understand how the system works. So our issue is, yes, the marriage thing needs to improve, but our issue is a lack of code. Our issue is basically the women are doing what the hell they want to do, and they're willing to use the white man to basically keep that control, even at the expense of the community being shit. And then you got most dudes that they don't know what to do with it because they believe in permission-based leadership. They believe in being a leader as long as the woman is cool. So as soon as the women start barking, they can say 1 + 1 is 2. If the women bitch enough about it, they gonna change their mind on it because the woman is sad. That's the black men's problem. Anyway.
Yeah,
well,
I agree.
Well, let me do this, and then I'm gonna hop off Bernard just real quick. Again, let me be a little bit more clearer with this. Again, bro, I believe that women should in general already have that set up or have a good relationship with the father, and co-parenting thing or whatnot. Should things not work out, or should just two people have a kid or whatnot, what have you. Listen, bro, y'all speak from this fairy tale Wizard of Oz fucking Care Bear land, bro. Okay, this shit is not going to reverse. Okay, this is the sad truth, y'all. It's not getting no better. All right, it's never gonna get better. It's not gonna go back to your great granny's type of fucking living. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand and realize. I'm speaking from a point of reality, the actual life we live in, not the fantasy you want. Okay, the thing is this: Even other races of people are starting to start having fucking kids out of wedlock. Why? Because people see marriage is just not a good deal. Men in general, it ain't just the black manosphere to talk about this. Remember, the white boy started this shit first. MGTOW was from what I understand, was a white boy movement, and then niggas had to do their own. Excuse me, African American men had to do their own thing, their own version. Okay, so this is what I'm saying, bro. From a reality standpoint, okay. This thing is only going to get worse because you're not gonna reverse this thing to where men are going to be getting married more, but at the same time, men want to have legacies, men want to have lineages.
Yeah.
Okay, so understanding that again, this line of thinking as to where you're going to just tell this woman to get rid of her kid, bro, it's just unrealistic. When there's a good chance that you're going to be doing this yourself. And again, if this woman will do it to you, if she'll do it for you, she'll do it to you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Y'all get hold on, Eric. Y'all get on this horse, man, and it sound real alpha. It sound real. I know KS said it. I know Kevin Samuels said it, but nigga, you ain't Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels ain't doing that shit either. Listen, you're not finna get no damn woman to give up her fucking child for you, bro. She gonna laugh in your face. She'll just go to the next nigga that's gonna fucking do it. All right. And again, from a point of a guy that we know he's not a high value man, he's just a regular nigga. You got even less of a chance of doing it. We talking about a dude that's in his 20s, bro. Hold on. We talking about a guy that said this that's in his 20s. So that now that I have context from the person that it came from, bro, you have no leverage. So even that, and that's why we got to be careful with who's out here making this announcement and saying this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems. That's one of the biggest problems with this space is that dudes without the proper lived experience, background, or even understanding is just saying some shit that they heard an intelligent person say who weighed out all the costs and came to that conclusion, and then some 23-year-old is just who just took that and ran a mile with it and said it somewhere else on social media.
but this isn't that. Like, let's keep this all the way real. The tender years doctrine, before the tender years doctrine switched it back to the women, the kids were under the domain of the man anyway. So it ain't like technically that this switch is pretty much as old as Roe v. Wade, and you already see Texas got a Supreme Court to back off that law, so you never know how stuff can flip up. That's number one. Number two is the way people are approaching this is incorrect. Like, it's really very, very simple. Seeing black women in particular, because we're talking about black people, really. Because other women know how to negotiate this a lot more. They're not gonna play that "take me as I am" thing. I know Georgia Boy need to get here. As far as I'm concerned, they need to kind of shut the fuck up and stop expecting dudes, like younger dudes, because a lot of these younger dudes are thinking like Kevin and Sales. The younger you go, the less tolerant they are dealing with women that got kids, and if they do, they're just jump offs. So when women are coming in here trying to create this negotiation, especially the older women is trying to do it at like 36, 40, all that other shit, that's not working. So my thing is, they need to know their place, know their role, accept their role. Now, granted, they may find dudes that are willing to make a deal. They may find I'm not saying that's impossible, but when they got this type of thing where the dude got to be a high value man or making more than 10,000 and they got to be 6 foot and all that, when 6 feet, you are in 14%. To high value, you are in 10%. You see what I'm saying? That's not going to work. So my point is, we can have all this outrage about what women ain't going to do. You right. We know women ain't going to do it. Fantastic is right. Guess what, though? That's why men don't have to argue. That's why men don't even say nothing. They just do. That's why they do. Because when you have that conversation, this is what it looks like. Because we're not going to the stepdaddy bullshit either. We're not doing that. We're not even here. You ain't even doing it in common, because now they trying to make it so if you live with the woman, they could make common law if you around them kids too much. So dudes are starting to get smarter to that. So again, I get it, women. I said it myself. And by the way, Bernard, lead attorney, actually came on my panel with that panel. He was on there for like 45 minutes. And this is something you would find interesting. He disagreed with it on the grounds that too many people have fought for 50-50 custody, and the idea is that both parents are important, and you're undermining that argument that's helped men or create a climate in which men are able to easier get 50-50 custody. So that's what he was on. He said, if you say give it to the man, that's going to like reverse that. So as far as a lawyer trying to get clients and get outcomes, I know, Bernard, you said your situation, that's why he was kind of backing off of it. But at the end of the day, if women, I'm going to say this and I am done. Alan Roger Curry has said this is one of the few times he'll get real gender specific, and most of us agree. Women cannot raise men. Women cannot raise boys to men. Fuck the exceptions to the rule. Our community is pretty much what it is because women believe that. Other races of the women do not believe that to the extent. They can hate the dude, but still say he's a good dad. I've seen other races say that. Hispanics, whites, only black women really won't say that. So my point is, all this outrage that you saw, I'm talking about y'all, but I'm talking about like on the panel, it's on it's my kid. Bitch, it ain't your kid. It's our kid. So, and here's the thing and take the women off of it, because I want to take the gender off it. It was dudes saying that. I went through that comment section. I went through like 1,000 of them comments, and I focused only on the men, because we get the women are going to say what they say. Because a lot of stuff. I get that on that. But the men were saying they sound more like bitches than the bitches did.
Yeah, you saying that the men was arguing more from the perspective of
the men.
It's only her kid. They weren't considering that the actual dad of the child.
They exactly what the men like. I had men. There were men in there saying I wouldn't be sexually attracted to a woman that would do that. There were men that were basically, doing like threatening, Smargo.
That's what I argued for, even though he worded it reckless and he shouldn't have been saying relinquish all rights. I never.
There's a reason I said that.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. And the thing too is it was on like just don't date them.
So you're
gonna ask her, but folks are like, well, just don't date them. None of them men actually address. Okay, I can understand you having like a son live with the dad, but the right stuff. They didn't try to nuance it. What they did was they just went crazy, and you can tell by their comments consistently with the men that they are not used to like a kid living with like I know women has done this, not sign over their rights, but the father, he ain't paying child support and the kid lives with him, but they got 50-50 custody. I know plenty of women in this situation. I know some situations where they just live with the dad during the summer. And then they got him for school because that makes sense. But you didn't see none of that in there. It was as if it's just got to be mama. That's it. You can't take mama. Why would you take mama? And I'm like, wow. So that's what I'm kind of looking at how they're emotionally reacting. I'm talking about the men now. I gave the women a pass because, they got chemical bonds to their kids. Of course, they go wild out. But the men, there was no logic in that. And I would challenge anybody, because I got the link. The link is in my community tab. You can go click it and go scroll through the men, just the men, and watch what them niggas saying. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm done. I know.
All right. Perfect Blackness in the building with the $5 super chat. He says, shout out to Texas for taking the first real blow to combating feminism. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
What's up?
All right, go ahead, GA boy, you got it. And I don't want to rush you, but we got Smirgo, the person who made the article that the show was about today. But no, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it quick, man. Excuse my voice, y'all. I've been yelling. I've been coaching, but
you've been yelling at your wife, nigga. Don't front. You've been yelling at your wife.
I was yelling at the little kids, basketball guys. So, but I got 2 points, and I'm hop off. My first point is, Bernard, I would like guys like you, Ty City, Little Big Nate. I think you guys should tell these guys what's the cons of being a single dad, having full custody, because I think a lot of these guys look at it as they just getting back at the baby mama. Bitch, here you go. I got custody. But I think, it's a great thing that you guys have custody.
Where did you get that from?
I'm not saying you guys do it. But
where you get it from? The guys are taking on the responsibility of raising children for the rest of their life just as a gotcha, bitch.
No. I'm not saying that's what you guys that are doing it. I think it's guys that don't have kids that are getting in these conversations. I think that's more how they're looking at it, because it's not the reality. No, guys that are actually doing it, you guys are doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I think you guys should talk more about it ain't all strawberries and sweet. It's a lot of cons that go with being a single dad also. That's all I was saying. because it's not.
I never talk about the cons. I mean, pros and cons to parenting. You're a parent. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, but
up the cons.
being a single mom or dad, there's cons. When you're just a single parent, it's shit that's tougher than if it was two parents. That's just how it goes. And I'm just saying, like, that's something I think guys should get information on before they jump into that. And my last point I want to make is for your guest.
So you're saying, GA boy, can I just interject real quick? So you're just saying black men are too weak to handle being a father on their own. That's what you're saying?
Man,
you're saying single mothers are a lot more effective being full custody custodial parents than black men are capable of being fathers on their own. Even though all statistics and proof evidence, all evidence points to single fathers being more effective, having better outcomes for the children than single mothers.
Because, bro, let's be honest. When you're looking at the numbers, the single fathers, the guys who usually get full custody of their kids, they are upperly mobile guys. When you're thinking about a single mother, you got a big batch of ghetto bitches in the projects. That's why the results are the way they are. So let's be fair, Smurgo. The guys who are single fathers.
That's part of the problem, though, that a man has to have his shit together, and the woman has to have some type of dysfunction just for them to look at that man on equal plane.
A mother, even okay, look, even then, a woman can be completely dysfunctional and still get full custody of her children, and the court should just give it to her off the merit that she's a woman, even if the man is upwardly mobile and more stable than the woman.
Bro, that's the law.
You're not really saying anything.
That's not true, bro. Because if she's dysfunctional and you can prove it in court, men are winning custody of their kids.
That's not true. That's not true.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you loud and clear, bro.
No. Proving some dysfunction normally makes it 50-50. Trust me, I don't.
Yes, that's true.
And if you have a dysfunctional baby mama, 50-50 is too much.
Hold on, bro. You don't interrupt the host. I got 50-50 on paper. Now, how much they were actually with me in reality is a different thing, but I got 50-50 on paper, and I had to prove so much shit to where if it was flipped around, no question asked, they would be with her.
You would have lost custody as the man.
I would agree. I mean, I agree. Hey, I'm not arguing against that, guys. You guys know. Y'all been through it. I never argue with a guy who's been through something. You're right. And my last point, though, I got to bring this up, and I'm going to hop down. I just want the audience to know, your guess, right? The guy, how much I said he was capping my comment, because the way I found the guy is the same way Ramil did. He had a clickbaity topic, and it hit my algorithm because I didn't follow him, but his topic was about Rihanna, and I like Rihanna, so of course he hit my algorithm. I want the chat to hear this. Fantastic. I got to tell you this too. This guy said on that stream, the same guy up here, he said back in the day when Rihanna first started buzzing, she did a show in his city at the House of Blues. He said he met her, hollered at her, they did some cocaine together, and he fucked her that night.
This is the same dude that sent the pieces of Tommy, man. This dude's a troll, bro. He's a
Okay, wait, hold on. Time out.
Can I answer it, Bernard? I am the guest. Let me answer.
I will let you answer. I was familiar, real quick. I was familiar about the Rihanna thing. I thought it was funny as hell. I understand some aspects of his channel is satire. That's how I look at it. But he can go ahead and answer and explain.
Okay, I would like to answer respectfully to GA Boy. Now, GA Boy, I don't know you, and I gotta respect you for being a community member. Obviously, you're a coach, so you affect the lives of a lot of men around you, a lot of young boys around you look up to you. I respect that, and I'm gonna respect you right now. I am not a troll. Trolls don't show their faces. I am a content creator. I tend to look at myself as a messenger of the red pill truth. Now, again, you guys have to realize something. Rihanna is from a poor ass, poverty-stricken island and off the coast of South America. You have to realize that she was literally selling, and I don't want anybody to cut me off. She was literally selling mangoes on the side of the road with her father. You can look this up. She'll tell you. She was living in abject poverty. When she came to the States, when she was 16 or 17 years old, she got a contract. She was still a nobody. Her first album promotion, she was on tour for it. She came to my city, and yes, I went to the House of Blues with my fraternity brothers and some Deltas at the time. Yes, she was mixing and mingling with the people in the foyer after her show. She was not that big yet. Yes, I offered some coke to her, and yes, we went backstage. We did coke, and I smashed. Sir,
Now,
it's
do you
not that
regularly
hard.
do you
No,
do this hold on, wait, real quick.
I don't.
Hold on,
No. Bernard, yes. One at a time. Bernard, go ahead.
This is an important question.
Yes.
Do you regularly just walk around with cocaine in your back pocket?
I do not, sir. No, that was
okay. So why
one at a time? Fantastic.
Why did you happen to have cocaine?
Law enforcement guy. Hold on. It's not matching up. This don't make sense for Bernard. How he a former law enforcement guy, but he walk around with cocaine?
Sir, people in law enforcement have killed people while in uniform on duty. Sir, what are you talking about? Sir, I did coke. Fantastic. They're fantastic. Just because somebody has a job doesn't mean that they're a saint. There are doctors out there who are addicted to heroin.
For the sake of your
Can I finish my story, Bernard, first, and I can get the fantastic. Can I finish my story, sir? I'm the guest.
Go ahead. I just want to know. I just want to know where the cocaine came from.
Okay, thank you, Bernard. Because if you came on my show, I wouldn't let anybody on my panel overtalk you, sir. Now here goes the thing, sir.
I got you.
Here goes the thing.
Go ahead.
I was 2006 at the time, so I was still in college at the time, guys. I was still in college. It said 2006. She came to the House of Blues in Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, I provided her with coke. And yes, she was telling me about her hectic schedule. Remember, just 2 years prior, she was selling mangoes on the side of the road. Now she's flying all across big ass America every day, going to different venues. So she was exhausted. She was crying. I found she was at a low point. And yes, I plied her with coke, and we did coke in the back room, and we had sex. There's nothing that is hard to believe about it. You guys, GA boy, respectfully, he puts women on pedestals. I don't.
You better hope her people don't ever hear you say that shit, nigga. They gonna sue the fuck out of you.
Sir. Fantastic.
They gonna sue the hell out of you.
Fantastic. Let me tell you something, sir. You seem about 28, 29. Let me tell you something,
bro.
Sir.
I'm 30. I'm add 10 to that, brother. Thank you, but I'm old, man. I'm an almost old nigga officially.
Okay, well, you look very young in your avatar, so that's a good thing. Hear me out, sir. Hear me out. I have been red pilled for a very long time. I have literally walked up to, dime pieces and have macked within 10 seconds. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe I'm funny. Maybe the women are so shocked that an ugly dude who looks like Marmaduke, the Great Dane, is talking to them. I don't know. But what I do know is this. It's not that hard to believe that Kevin Estil, smashed Rihanna. I don't get that. Regular men smash women before they become famous. She was not famous in 2006. Now, of course, I could never smash now, but the fact of the matter is that Rihanna was a poor island chick. That's what you guys don't realize. I'm an American. I'm better than you, period. So she came to the States. So think about it. She was on a poor ass island. She didn't have that bitchy West Coast attitude, that bitchy sedity Western attitude. No, she's from a poverty stricken island. So when she gets, thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Queen Q just submitted some good information to the table here. She says, wait, how old were you when Rihanna?
I was 19, she was 18.
Happened? And how old was she? Because you could have just possibly submitted online that you gave a minor cocaine.
I was 20. I'm sorry. It was 2006. I was 21 or 22, and she was like 18 or 19. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a 2006 concert at the House of Blues in Cleveland, Ohio. I plied her with coke.
Again, people, this is a man that has a very attractive light-skinned woman in his avatar, but it's not his girlfriend or any type of.
I hang with beautiful women, sir. I hang with beautiful women. What's the problem with that?
You are a cool man. You are all right, troll, man. You're funny.
I'm trolling because I have a woman who's beautiful.
All right, let's put.
Bernard, are you gonna let this happen to me? I came over here to be a guest.
Hold on, I understand.
Fantastic attacking me.
I understand. I'm not okay. All right, let's pump the brakes for a minute. Smurgo, I don't even know what specifically you came up to address. So I haven't formally passed the mic to you yet. You kind of interjected on a few things. So what exactly did you want to come up to address?
Well, I did want to come up and address the fact that yes, the original post is me on Facebook, and my intentions were a lot of people are spinning it. I'm looking at simple. If a woman with children wants to deal with me, she has to give custody of those kids to the father and sign away all right. So we have no more dealings with those kids.
Hold on. What do you mean by deal with you?
if she wants to deal with me on any level.
You mean just be casual sex partners?
No, not casual sex. Okay. Let me.
Yeah, explain what
I'll
you mean
clean
by
it up.
deal.
All right. If she wants to do casual sex, that's fine. But if we're going, okay, I'll be specific. If it's long term, monogamous or anything like that, anything past, late night sneaky link, yeah, she has to sign over custody of those children to the father, so I don't have any dealings with her kids.
And by custody, what do you mean? Do you
sign
mean
over
that
all rights? Well, exactly.
Okay, are you basically saying she is to basically have no contact with the children?
She got contact with the children, but it's something I wouldn't want to know about.
But again, Bernard, I was right. I read it right. So he's saying he wants nothing to deal with her children. He wants to be able to cut this woman off and have him to her and possibly make children with her, but at the same time not deal with children she's already made. Bruh, no bitch is gonna buy that, dog. And again,
you'd be surprised. I've actually done women that have done this.
I wouldn't be surprised because you're not doing it. All right, it's not happening.
Well, I didn't. Well, they did give custody of their children to the father. So
wait. See, when you say things, words mean things. So I'm gonna ask you again. You said you'd be surprised. Show me where you've done it.
Where I've made a woman do this?
Yeah. How many times you done it?
I haven't made a woman do this.
All right then. So how in the hell can you say that you'll be surprised? You be surprised?
Would you be surprised if women have signed over the rights of the children to the father?
No, bro.
Hold on, wait. When you say sign over rights, are you talking about just the father becoming
Bernard?
I keep trying to help you. Like, if you're talking about the father being the primary custodial parent, I'm fine with that. When you say sign over rights, that's basically mean she's not going to have no contact with her children.
Yes, women have done this.
Bro, at what percentage, dog?
Doesn't matter the percentage.
Yes, it does.
Well,
you're worried about overall success. I'm worried about the idea.
Sir, tell me what you care about. Something that's 1%. Tell me the 1% you care about in your life. Tell me.
Well, okay, all right, fantastic. If a woman isn't willing to do this, then I just won't deal with her.
Quit saying deal. Whoa, stop saying deal. Deal is a word I use.
If a woman isn't willing to deal with,
Stop. Wait a minute. Words matter. When I use the term deal, I use the term deal to speak of women that I was just having casual sex with.
Okay, so that's fine.
All right. So if you are, will you? Do you got intentions like what is? Do you want a family?
No.
Then what are you talking about?
I'm incredibly selfish and narcissistic. I don't care about her kids. I want her. If she's not willing to do this for me, I don't want her.
Okay, so
that's so difficult.
All right, no, it's not that difficult. It's not. Hold on, wait, stop. It's not that difficult. It's just very counterproductive to a better point that more reasonable, more intelligent men have made. That's my point there. You're basically just saying that, hey, if she gonna be fucking with me, because you said you don't want a family, you don't want kids, you don't want to get married, you don't even want a live-in situation with a woman where y'all building together, whatever the fuck that means. You don't want none of that. Only thing you want women for is just access to their vagina. So technically, you really none of that shit matters to you.
Man, you can't go together.
This is not your argument. This is the argument of somebody who's interested in starting a family, but understands the landscape of how many single mothers it is out there. And he says, if I'm going to deal with a single mother in terms of starting a family, then yes, the actual biological father would have to have primary custody of the kids.
How are you going to tell me the argument of my own place?
That is a fair and logical point, because the kid is probably in a potentially better situation being with his biological father. And the mother still has access, just the father is the primary custodial parent. That is the way that an intelligent thinking man who weighs all the options
with
says,
experience of children
but
and a relationship.
You are saying,
I do not care about any of that.
You can hold on, bruh. You make the manosphere look bad when you're basically saying, if a bitch
want my dick,
if you make okay, whatever. If a bitch want my dick, she gotta abandon and relinquish all rights and access to her own children.
Yes.
So it's really no point in saying that.
Bernard again.
Saying that because you don't even want to be with her the long way like that. If all you
I don't care what she wants. It's about me.
No, I said no. Hold on. I said, wait a minute. I said you don't even want to be with her the long way like that. All you want to do is just fuck her. So just fuck with women that want to fuck you, and making an argument that's predicated on something that somebody else said that made sense in the context that they said it is pointless for somebody like you. Just get pussy.
And Bernard,
pumping, dumping these bitches, pumping, dumping these hoes. That's your argument, not this shit.
You're worried about negotiating with these bitches. I'm not.
Bro,
I'm not negotiating.
No, I didn't say negotiate. I just said just get pussy.
Bernard, I
and
can
live your
kill this
life.
real quick. Bernard, I can kill this real quick. I'm gonna ask you the question again, Smurgo. Smurgo, how many bitches have you dealt with that's been single moms that you may give up fucking custody of their kids? Zero. All right, nigga. So again, the shit you talking about is fucking fake as fuck. And this is exactly what Bernard said, bro. This is why you can't let just any nigga say anything. Because it makes manosphere.
I mean, have guys tried it?
Stupid. It make you look
stupid. Have guys tried it?
What?
I mean, there's definitely women that are willing to give up custody of their kids. I've dated women that have given up custody of their kids.
For you?
Not for me.
All right then, nigga. So you can't even make it do it. So
wait a minute. We talked about the reasonable way for a woman to give up custody of her kids. We use the example in Boys in the Hood. Giving Trey to Furious Styles was the logical conclusion. It made perfect sense. In that situation, yes. Like, we can understand that.
So it doesn't make sense if you're a guy that comes into her life, you have a lot to offer her. If you don't want to deal with her kids, just tell her to send them off to the father so you ain't got to deal with them.
Say that again.
But bruh, you don't even
say that again. I didn't hear it. Say that again.
It doesn't matter if I don't have proof, man. Like it's
not
that makes sense. Make your point that you said again.
It's not proof though. Hold up, Bernard. He said just send the kids off, but he don't want to deal with them, bro. It's not about proof. You don't have the life experience or anything understanding the conversation. You don't have relationship experience. You don't have parental experience. So again, for you to just say as a single young nigga to tell a fucking person, man, woman, cat, dog, whatever the fuck, hey, fuck your kids, bitch. You go be with me. Fuck them kids and leave them alone and give them away.
But he don't want to be with her.
And if she does it, that's her decision. If she can either do it or don't do it, fantastic. That's what she's not getting. It's her decision.
Wait a minute, bro. I know you can hear me. The point is, he don't want to be with her. He just want to have casual sex with her.
Thank you. You just want to fuck.
Sex. I've had casual sex with women who had children, and I didn't want to see their children. No discussion about them relinquishing the rights of the kid came up. We just hooked up when we hooked up. We was together when we was together. We was apart when we was apart. We kept it casual, and we fucked and went on our way.
Okay, let me present this to you, Bernard.
That's your argument.
Okay, let me present this to you, Bernard. What if I want in-house pussy? Now, what if I want this woman with children to live in my house? Her kids are gonna have to move in with me. In that case, if I want in-house pussy, this is where this would come in. I would tell her she has to give up her kids to her father, to the children's father. If she's unwilling to do that, then I guess there's no in-house pussy for me now, is there? Now she's discarded.
Well, no, it's very easy.
And I keep repeating this process as long as I do with single mothers until one of them agrees to it. And fantastic, I understand it's a low percentage of women that would do that.
Or you could just target women without children.
Yeah, that's an option. That's totally an option.
Yeah, that's not just an option. That would be the more realistic thing, and it would be a lot more. It would be a lot less work and a lot less dynamic.
Okay, well, I'll ask you this, fantastic. How many childless women are willing to be in-house pussy?
A lot of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
A bitch always
understand. Listen, I understand.
Well, what I'm saying, okay. Well,
wait. I'm talking, bro.
Okay, my bad.
I understand that from a selfish standpoint, you just want some in-house pussy. You ain't trying to be with her long term. You just want to get some in-house pussy for her for 6 months. That's it's a ridiculous ask to ask her to relinquish her rights. I mean, to give up her rights for the kids so she could be in-house fuck doll for.
Yeah, and she can either say yes or no.
I mean, I don't know. You deflating the air out of a better point that a better man made. But again,
like y'all are misconstruing my post anyway. You're making a lot out of it.
No, it's pointless. It's
I made
pointless
the
wait a minute. Your whole point is pointless if the only thing that she's getting offered is just some temporary dick. I mean, it just turns.
I mean, if she agrees to it,
turns into a goofy, immature point where I'm just saying, bruh, just get in the pump and dump lane and just pump and dump. You could find a pump and dump bitch to come stay with you for 3 months here and there and then get rid of her. Like this not your conversation.
So okay, all right. Let's look. Okay. Let's look at it from this. Let's
Go
say
ahead,
this.
go ahead, Laro. Go ahead,
This was
Laro.
Hey, check this out, man. Look, I gotta go in MOT mode for a second. Man, this is the problem. We let bitch ass niggas like this come through, lying like a motherfucker, telling all these stories. He already said he gave Rihanna, which was probably a minor way back then, because she came out, she was 16 years old, giving her cocaine and all that. Man, bro, Bernard, you sharing your platform with a bitch ass, lying ass nigga. Nobody believes this fucking story. Bro, shut the fuck up and stop lying to people, bro. I'm gonna drop down. Fantastic. You got it, bro. Man, roast this motherfucker, bro. Don't nobody believe this shit, man. He lying. Real talk.
Bernard, I don't think that guy heard everything. I mean, I wasn't even talking, so maybe he's not really listening.
He wanted to comment on what was
No,
said
he
earlier.
just waited, man. He waited his turn.
Oh, he was commenting on what I was saying. Oh,
he waited his turn to roast you
well,
up, bro.
you know, I don't really speak Negro East. I didn't understand half the things that he was saying, but I'm gonna try to interpret some of the things that he's saying. Sir, whether you believe that I had sex with Rihanna or not, it really, why does that bother you so much that I said that? That's a good question. Why does that bother you? Why is that so far out of the imagination that 15 years ago, when she came from Barbados, that she came to the States and I had sex with her? Rihanna's not a goddamn saint. She's not Mother Teresa. Who is she? She was a nobody back in the day. So why does that bother that dude so much that I said?
Well, in his defense, brother, can I answer for you, brother? Let me ask you, brother. It's not just that; it's the several stories, brother. You have a track record of trolling, man.
What's my track record? Can you explain my track record to everybody?
Well, listen. Again, I knew about the thing, and again, I discovered when you came on my platform that you were the guy that sent, unsolicited pizzas to another YouTuber here, just unsolicited. Okay, that is troll behavior.
Why? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with me sending pizza from another state and like it's a gift?
Brother,
fantastic. What is wrong with that? What's wrong with that,
brother? Everything, brother. If
what is?
Brother, for one, that's as a law enforcement officer, we had the same conversation. I'll remind you, maybe you forgot it. That could be a very, very deadly message you're sending me to let me know, hey, nigga, I know where you live, I know where you stay.
Sir, Tommy Sotomayor has given out his own address online.
Okay, cool. Okay,
He's made that. Wait a minute, hold on. I missed that one. Hold on, I missed that part. You sent some pizza to Tommy Sotomayor.
Yeah, I emailed him. I emailed him. Can I answer Bernard real quick?
Go ahead.
Bernard, yes, I spoke with Tommy Sotomayor and I emailed him and said, I'm going to send you some pizza to your house. And I did it as a gift. I don't understand what Fantastic is talking about. Sir, we're over here talking about women and their children and men not dating women with children. You're talking about Tommy Sotomayor. No, go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a track record, brother. You have a lot of troll behavior. The Sylvester Stallone thing, the sending unsolicited pizzas.
Why does that bother you that I talked to Sylvester Stallone? Go ahead. Why does that bother you that Sylvester Stallone came on my channel? Fantastic. Why does that bother you? What are you yapping about? Why does that hurt you so bad?
Wait a minute. Time out. If somebody got Kevin, send me the link to that. I want to see how much did the voice of this guy sound like.
Unfortunately, I'll try to find it. I gotta speak.
Ramil was right. Ramil was right.
Okay, put it like this. I'll say this, Kevin. You could disagree because listen. I look at sometimes you will have a serious conversation on your show, and then sometimes you get in your comedic satire mode. I looked at the Rihanna story as satire, and it was funny as hell, and that's how I take it. So,
and Bernard, can I say this real quick? And for all you guys even know, maybe me and Tommy were in on the joke too. Maybe it was just a joke. Maybe I didn't really send anything to Tommy's house. But here goes the thing, Fantastic. I think what you're gonna have to do, and a lot of men are gonna have to focus on you. I have not done anything with you, sir. I'm not indebted to you. I don't owe you anything. Why are you so upset that Sylvester Stallone came on my channel? Why does that bother you? Go ahead.
Can I answer?
Well,
brother?
Answer that question. Why does that bother you? Go ahead,
brother. And I see you trying to build up your shtick, brother. You're trying to build your channel.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm
not build up anything. Why does that bother you?
I'm answering. Hold on, I'm answering.
Okay,
Calm down,
go
brother.
ahead,
Shout
go
out to
ahead.
Bernard for giving a brother, helping a brother out, and giving you a platform to speak on, to give you a broader audience. We look at your channel, brother. Hey, you trying to build up? I feel you. You're a little charismatic. You're a little funny, but you got to do it with extreme stories. So, again, man, this is just my little assessment. I'm nobody. I'm a little YouTuber myself. But brother, it doesn't bother me at all because again, I really I don't watch you. I didn't know of any of these things other than the timing issue until today. So when you say that I'm bothered or I'm triggered or whatever, and again, you put the emphasis on bothered, so I guess it's a part of your shtick. It's kind of funny. You can work on it. Hit me up on a Wednesday. I can give you some training. But brother, I'm not bothered, brother. Trust me. I'm not bothered.
Let's move on to the next subject then, since you're not bothered. Let's move on to the next subject. You're not bothered.
I'm just pointing out the several issues and and instances as to where your
pizza
story
and
is a
Rihanna,
little unbelievable. Just a little unbelievable or a little trollish.
Okay. Are you done now? Fantastic. Thank you, Bernard.
Let's go.
Let's go to the next subject. Come on.
All right. Well, shout out to KD for the $20 super chat, and shout out to Oz World. Appreciate your brothers coming through supporting this stream. JR, what you got on this, JR? I don't even. Oh man, it's an elephant in the room, but I don't even want to touch on that.
Bernard, real quick, I gotta cut you off real quick, Bernard. Guys, there's almost 400 people in here. If everybody just hit Bernard's Cash App, just $5, he can get a quick $2,000, guys. Or if you send him $10, it'll be a quick $4,000 for him. Send him $4,000 right now within the next 5 minutes. Let's all hit his Cash App, just $5 a piece. Back to you, Bernard.
I didn't pay him for that commercial. Thank you for that. Go ahead, JR. You got the floor. You got the mic.
All right, guys. Shout out to the panel. I just have one question for you guys, so pay real close attention to the question. And right now, you're going to be the advisor. Let's assume you're advising all the people in the chat that are single, okay? So here's the question. Assuming a man is seeking marriage or something serious, should he pursue a woman harder or should he cut her off if a certain woman, doesn't matter, a given woman, if she has sex with him right away, let's define right away, within 2-3 dates or hangouts, should he pursue her harder or should he cut her off? If assuming he's looking for a wife, what should he do?
Are you asking for like a quick answer? Hold on. Are you asking for like a quick answer to that one because you have another question that's related to the topic?
No, it's just gonna be a little back and forth. It's gonna take 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. So I'll just let him answer the question, then we'll go from there.
Nigga, how you gonna tell Bernard how his show gonna go? What the hell, Pedro?
That ain't what I heard him do. That ain't what I heard him do. I was just asking. I'm just trying to get clarification on where is he trying to go with this. Because
here's the thing. If he can answer this question,
I know what I'm trying to figure out is, does this question have something to do with the circling back to a topic that's been covered?
Yes, sir, it does. I mean, we're trying to figure out if he really and truly understands women, and has slept with as many women as he claims he has. That's the purpose of the question.
Okay, so that's what you're trying to do.
Once he answers it, we can go.
Hold on, wait. So that's what you're trying to do. You're taking it back to when Kevin said he's a ladies' man and you get a lot of women. So you're just trying to ask him some questions to try to interrogate whether or not he's the ladies' man that he says he is. That's all you're doing?
That's correct. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I was looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Totally
ask the question again.
I apologize. I was looking at the chat, so I didn't know your question was addressed to me. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I got a 60-second stopwatch on this conversation. If you'd rather not is interesting or not. If it's interesting, I'll let y'all keep going. But go ahead.
Go ahead, JR. Ask me the question again. I'm sorry.
All right. So here's the question. Assuming that a man is seeking marriage, something real serious with a woman, should he pursue a woman harder or cut her off if he had sex with her right away? And we're going to define right away as 3 dates or less, 3 hangouts or less in total. 3 dates or 3 hangouts in total. Should he pursue her harder or should he cut her off if she has sex with him right away? Why or why not?
I, in my opinion, and I'm going to answer your question because I've done live streams on this. In my opinion, if a woman gives you coochie the first date or date 3 in, you shouldn't judge a long-term relationship based on your acquisition of coochie. You should only base your relationship goals on her on the idea that you can properly vet if she comes from a good family. Her family has to be nuclear. If she comes from the perspective of she has a future, if she's beautiful, if she's young, if she's thin, or if she's tall. Sex, in my opinion, like I said, sex, in my opinion, if you get coochie within 60 seconds and you get to know her and you say, damn, I could build something with her, then yeah. Or if you have to wait 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 weeks and you feel the same way, yeah. I've never in my adult life have judged a relationship off of coochie. Never.
All right. You got to follow up to that,
I guess,
JR?
I mean, here's the logic behind it. See,
yeah.
Let me just ask real quick. So here's the thing. Most men would cut a woman off. They would say that she's promiscuous. In my opinion, a man should not cut her off because she proved herself that she was really attracted to the guy, which is why she gave it to him. So if a woman has slept with 20 guys and she's been hit on by 500 guys, you are one out of 500 guys that she gave it to, right? Out of the 20. So you were one of the 20, and she was hit on by 500 guys. So she chose you out of a small number of guys, and in my opinion.
Hey, fuck that got to do with me.
Go ahead. I mean, it's your stream.
All right.
Go ahead.
JR, I think this is going nowhere. Just trying to ask the man what do you think about promiscuous women. I don't think this ain't got nothing to do with
nothing. No, I was just asking. I mean, here's the thing.
This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man.
I mean, I was just asking about his history. That's it. I was just asking about his history. So if he really understands women.
Shout out to Frozen. It says Smirgo is excommunicated. You don't belong here. Kick rocks and get pegged.
For the record, I've never been pegged. So,
but you support it though.
I don't support it either.
You defend it then from women.
I didn't defend it.
Yes, you did, nigga.
What did you do? What did you do? Explain in your own words. What did you do?
Defending it.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, Smirgo. Explain in your own words. What exactly did you do?
All I said was logically a sexual act with a woman is not gay. I didn't say it was something I would do. I admitted I compromised. I said it's being into a submissive position to a woman. It's very submissive. It's a very vulnerable thing to do, but it's not gay. Because logically, you can't be gay having sex with a woman. That's all I said. I never said it's something I would do.
Even if she's
penetrating you with a penis.
Even if you bent over and she got on Timberland boots, cornrows, and a strap on, that's still not gay.
If a guy does, is she biologically female?
Bro, you get
2 + 2 doesn't equal 5 because you feel a certain type of way.
Brother, hold on. Biology is not the whole thing about sexuality, man. Isn't always biology, especially you can have outside objects to use in a sexual manner, brother.
Okay.
A man that allows himself to be penetrated in any orifice, bro, by another.
What is the definition of homosexuality?
Brother, listen. Okay, again. So, like I said, Fantastic was right. You're a peg protector, bro. It's cool. It's all right. You down on that hill. Remember?
All right, whatever. This is cool.
All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna wrap that one up. Real quick, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get.
Yes, sir.
Rihanna. How was the pussy?
It was excellent, sir. I was high off of coke. I was drunk, and Rihanna, as all of you know, she's very good looking. Very good looking, and at that time she was 19 or 18 at the time. She was
Bernard, shit, man. I'm out, bro.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and hear me out for a minute, Bernard. You know, this is my first time up here. This is my inaugural show with you, and you know, I don't want to disrespect anybody who's a longtime panelist of yours, but I think some of your guys on here like fantastic. You know, and no offense to him, I think I could almost bet that his significant other is not smoking hot. I could almost bet any woman he has ever had is not smoking hot. And I'm not trying to play him. It's just that a lot of men who don't associate around good-looking women, don't associate around the best, they can't believe that the average man could do that. And basically, me telling him that I was with Rihanna, he is basically telling himself that he can't be with her. And that's his problem. He doesn't understand that, dude. You could be with any woman on the planet. You are a man. You are the prize. That's what he doesn't understand. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I don't know him, but that's what he has to understand as a man. He has to stop looking at me and judging me. Oh, Sylvester Stallone was on his show. Oh, he sent pizza to his house. Stop looking at me, sir, and look at yourself in the mirror and try to improve upon yourself. Don't put your limitations on me. And that's the beauty of the red pill. You know, the beauty of the red pill is to look at the reality for what it has presented. And what it is that all women want to fuck. It's part of their biology. I have known that for a long time. It was nothing for me to walk up to her and say, hey, you know, I got some coke. And she said, oh, okay, what's up? That happened in 2006, Cleveland, Ohio, at the House of Blues. Yes, it did. You can look it up. She had a concert in 2006. It was to promote her first album. I'm not lying to you. It happened. Yeah, go ahead.
Will Brown in the building with the $2 super chat and saying fantastic. Devil back with another one.
How are those cash apps coming in? By the way, Bernard, you should have 4,000 right now.
No, we don't got $4,000 worth of cash apps.
Okay.
Kate Cooper sent a cash app after you made a strong suggestion that everyone send one. And D-Rock Den customarily sends one every day. So D-Rock Den sent one earlier. So shout out to Kate Cooper and D-Rock Den on the cash app. And I appreciate everyone who's been supporting via super chat, and even those of you who just support with a like and just enjoy a good, informative, entertaining, and today probably a little more entertaining than usual.
Can you highlight what Sexy Red 38 says? She says it's not like she was a billionaire. Rihanna, you were with the mango Rihanna. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to convey to you guys. She was literally selling mangoes on the side of the road just 2 years prior.
Shout out to Mr. Fantastic, said he admitted to snorting powder, tooting it up. Okay. All right. No, that's somebody else. Somebody else was the one that be tooting it up. That's not Kevin and Sales. Kevin Sales admitting to doing coke. Somebody else admitted to tooting it up from time to time. But anyway,
I have to say this to Truth as we know it, sir. Again, she was 18 or 19 years old at the time.
Adonis 1909 in the building says, gotta agree with the point. A dude not used to getting girls simps for them and hate the men who don't have to simp like they did. Haters gonna hate. LOL. Appreciate you, Adonis. F Holiday in the building. What is that on his head? Is that like one of those hat with the ears, or that's like a George Washington wig? I can't tell what's going on there. What is happening? That's like one of them George Washington wigs. But anyway, Peggy Sue, Coke and a Smile, Pizzagate delivered by Sylvester Stallone. Just pitching my donation to the Troll-a-thon. Oh man, this show done about killed me today, man.
You know, Bernard, what it really is that a lot of men, unfortunately, they watch guys like you and I or Kevin Samuels because they don't have the talent of getting coochie. And you know, me, I went to a high school that used to be an all-girl high school. So I was one of only 7 boys out of a class of 100 that graduated. It was like 102 that graduated in 2003. And it was only like 8 of us. So the numbers were there. It was 10-1 in every class. I was getting coochie left and right in high school. I was getting coochie in college. And so it was easy for me after college to just walk up to any chick at a grocery store, you know, be at a bar and just pick up chicks. I don't understand why it's so hard to believe from Fantastic that I was getting coochie at astronomical levels, you know? And yeah, I had my fair share of quote unquote baby mamas. And I never, and I said, I'm too good for these women. Absolutely. I knew that shit years ago.
Before we go to Trey B, and his question may be the last one of the day. We closing in on the 3-hour mark. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Kevin and Sales. I mean, he's funny as hell. He got funny stories, made up or not made up. They be funny as hell when you sit there and listen to him. But so yeah, y'all go check him out. Subscribe.
Thank you,
Kevin and Sales, all one word. Just put it
Kevin and Sales.
No spaces. If the moderators out there feel so inclined to drop his link in the chat. But Paul Game want to know, did you hit it raw with Rihanna? Hello? I think he pleading the fifth on that one.
You talking to me?
Yeah, he wants to know if you hit it raw.
No. I use the rubber. I always use. I don't want to get any weird diseases, bro. Never. I've never been a raw type. Oh no, hell no. I gotta know a chick for a minute for me to hit raw. Ooh.
Gotcha. Adonis bringing. He said Rihanna turned 19 February 27th. Fair enough.
Yep.
The timeline. He said he had sex with Rihanna in 2006. So she was 18. So he gave coke to. I mean, it's They gave coke and had sex with a condom on with 18-year-old Rihanna when she was, okay. Mike from Boston. Whether or not Kevin smashed Rihanna is irrelevant. The point is there is no reason why we should disbelieve it. Mike from Boston with the super chat. Hey, appreciate all y'all coming through on the super chat in. And without further ado, Trey B, you got the floor, you got the mic. Go ahead, man.
Hey, Bernard, how's it going, man?
Doing wonderful, wonderful day.
Good. Well, what Kevin said is it was believable to a point till he got to the point of till the cocaine came into play, right? And reason why I say that is because I was in Beverly Hills doing some work, and I ended up dating Garcelle Beauvais. She was working as a waitress as a restaurant, so it's not unbelievable that you can date those women before they become famous. But the cocaine, that kind of threw me off a little bit, right? I'll say that threw me off a little bit. Now, as far as the other guy talking about the peg stuff, I have no idea what the hell that shit is. I don't even know what peg means. So it's real weird. But we got to the point of the main subject was single mothers, giving up their children to be with X guy, right? So I know a few women that have done this from experience, just known personally. I've never done it personally. I mean, I've dated single mothers, and it pretty much went just that far as a date, nothing more. But it's real. I'm kind of like with Mr. Fantastic on this. It's a bit. It's not the norm for a woman to give up their child to be with someone. Now, there are quantities of women out there that are just that selfish, where they think that only their happiness matters. So when their happiness matters and they think that selfishly, then they're going to give up the children to be with X guy, because with them, it's only about their happiness.
I know, but I understand what you're saying. But one thing that I wanted to say from the beginning, we can't make it seem like giving primary custody to the father is the same as dropping the kid off at the fire station. Like, so that was my main point, and that's why I was upset at how reckless the whole thing was worded when you read the post. But after I actually got to talk to him, now I understand why he worded it like that, because he just one of the people that hear Manosphere talking points and then just fall off the handle and say wild, shit. And I hate when people do that. Somebody who's not even Manosphere, who actually got damn near booted out the Manosphere at one point. At least a lot of people blocked him. He went on Tanya TKO's show basically saying that he's part of the Manosphere and was up there sounding stupid, but representing us in title with similar talking points, but so cockeyed with it. It was like, that's one thing I don't like. That's one thing I don't like that happens a lot here. And
one thing I noticed,
there's no way to control for it, because anybody in the chat could say, "Yeah, I rock with the Manosphere," and then go and post a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah, well, one thing I noticed that a lot of guys take the talking points and they pretty much twist the talking points. Now, I'm older than a lot of people, so I'm 50. I've been part of the Manosphere since 1992. So the things and some of the talking points that a lot of guys are saying, me and my partners, my friends, we've been saying this since 92. So when I hear someone say it and take it out of context, or they use it or they twist it, I was like, these guys don't understand what the Manosphere is all about.
Right.
They have no idea. They're just taking talking points. They're probably looking for clicks and views. They're pretty much out of their range on the whole entire subject.
Yeah, because when I talked to him, he basically in the MGTOW pump and dump lane, and that's okay.
Okay,
I'm not saying a man shouldn't do that if that's what he wants to do, but the discussion about a woman and her kids and whether or not the kid's going to go to the father, and is that and what you offer her or whatever, and y'all gonna build a life together. He not looking. He put the word wife in the thing. Put it like this. At the end, he said, If she's not willing to do that to be with me, then she clearly cares more about another man's seed than being my wife. Asked him, do he even want to be in a relationship with a woman? He said no. So he don't want to be married. So why is he even putting that in there if she, if she cares more about another man's seed than what she do about being my wife? That's why I said this is not your discussion. Now, a man who was willing to marry a woman, and he's trying to marry her and start his own family with her, and if that man is saying that, yeah, the dad who's already in the kid's life, who sees the kid every other weekend, yeah, let him be the primary custodial parent, and that makes sense for her to give that up if he's offering her marriage and family and everything that she fucked up and didn't get in the first man she got pregnant by. That actually makes sense because it's not like she's dropping her kid off at the fire station. She's giving her kid with the other parent, and she still can, be the non-custodial parent. That makes sense. That's what Kevin Samuels is talking about when Kevin Samuels was talking about this. Now, this guy, Smurgo, I mean, I think he posted this in some place where it says Kevin Samuels fans, some group on Facebook called Kevin Samuels fans, where he's saying reckless shit that don't even apply to his life. Like, so it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You make everybody look stupid when you say shit like that.
Yeah, because it's totally unrealistic to sit there and if this woman, if she's a girlfriend or someone you're just having sex with, it's
no,
totally
he don't even want a girlfriend. He don't even want a girlfriend. He just basically saying, relinquish rights to your kids in exchange for my dick every now and then.
Why would she do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just stupid. It's stupid.
Why would she do that? You're not offering anything. Why would she do that?
Yeah. Yeah, CJ MBM in the building says I dated. Damn. He said I dated Gabby Sidibe before she got the role in Precious. God damn. You took a L. He said I had double Whopper with cheese and a Mountain Dew Code Red.
Did they have Mountain Dew Code Red back out there?
If you dated her before she had money, you was fucking up.
Yeah.
And I don't even think men should be hypergamous, but if a dude want to take that L, shout out to the white dude that's doing it. If a dude want to take that L because she worth $10 million, go ahead, bro. I ain't gonna get in your way. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about you. But I don't think men should operate like that. But shout out to J. Cole. He said it's like fucking Oprah, well worth the wait. The wait is a play on words. Well worth the wait. Wait, okay, y'all get it. But anyway, yeah, you can. Oprah is worth the wait to be fucking her. Get some of them billions. But anyway. Moving along, man. You're a fool for that one, CJ. Mr. Fantastic said, shout out to the Manosphere Moose Lodge meetings in 1992. God damn.
No, not the Moose Lodge.
Snuggles in the building said, bad part about it, people won't listen to the discussion and understand men are holding men to a standard. I am proud of you, gentlemen. I'm playing it for 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Where's that?
Hi, I'm Snuggles.
That's all you get. Thank you, Snuggles, for the super chat. Thank you, everybody who've been super chatting. And yeah, we listen. As much as people criticize the sphere, when somebody go left and do some wacky shit, we do hold them accountable. That much is true. We do hold them accountable. We don't let people just say stupid shit. Now, we will say some cutthroat shit. Shout out to Ramil, but he is normally well calculated and well thought out. But I just hate when uncalculated, unwell thought out dudes be trying to say cutthroat shit using talking points they heard a man say in a certain context, and they just throw that all over the place and get wild and reckless with it. Like that's just I can't get jiggy with that. But all right. Here we go. Trey B, you got anything else real quick before I'm gonna pass it to Kevin in sales for the final word? You got anything else, Trey B?
Go ahead and pass it. I'm gonna bail out. I got a meeting to jump into.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for coming up. All right, Kevin in sales, man. You rocked the house tonight, man. You did the damn thing.
Thank you.
I think a lot of y'all, I haven't seen the moderators putting his link in the chat, so I'm about to make sure
Absolutely.
I do that one last time before we get out of here. Before we get out of here, we'll make sure we get that link in the chat. But you got any final words to close us out with as we get the hell up on out of here?
Yeah, actually, I do. Thank you, Bernard, for inviting me over for this inaugural show for me. It's been a pleasure. I hope you invite me back. Guys, everybody in the chat, everybody in the bushes, I hope that you stay positive. I hope that you invest financially into the stock market. Guys, if you're not aware of stock options trading, look into stock options. It's a very good way to hedge your money. Other than that, invest in yourselves, work out, enjoy the rest of the summer. We are in the dog days of summer. We have what? Other than that, Bernard, thank you very much, man. And peace to you, brother.
All right.
Hopefully you invite me back, man. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. We gotta hear about the time when you had a threesome with Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. I'm really
I'll definitely tell you that. Absolutely. Well, have a good one, man. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, y'all. We out of here. Peace.